Alright, so Lerix has released his video on MamaMax. I've already seen it once on Chud's earlier, but we'll watch it anyway. Very good. I'll link it now. Go like it and shit, because it's good, and also he deserves endless success, this video. An absolute banger. Certified hood classic, one would say. So, yeah, let's just watch it.
MamaMax is a self-proclaimed pedophile hunter.
I'm the pedo hunting guy.
Who has gained a massive audience, respect from his peers, and a more than generous living via his Patreon that his fans donate to him based on the understanding that he's cleaning up the streets catching pedophiles. But that's not true. He's a complete fraud. He has faked videos, lied about arrests he's made, mishandled investigations so poorly he actually helps the predators get away, falsely accuses people of being pedophiles entirely, doxes innocent people, and a lot more, all while exploiting his audience, directly saying that by paying him helps bring justice to the world, saving children, and ridding it of pedophiles. But he's completely full of shit. He's a lying con artist.
I want to do my best to be the best representative for y'all, because I know a lot of y'all feel like you've gone unheard, and there is a lot of injustice, and I want to be the one to do something about it.
I think this video is a great example of just, you know, less is more, especially in comparison to MamaMax. It's well produced, it's well edited. He's not going, it fucking, you know, it builds, you know, excitement in it pretty well. Tension and stuff, and all the jokes hit pretty well. But it's not fucking overwrought like fucking Max's videos, where it's just like, you know, you know what to do. It's been fun, Max, but the Necronomicon spell proved to do great for you. Jesus Christ. Thank you. Welcome to the chat, Camden the Wolf God. Huge fan. I'm a huge fan. Can you give us a roll? Give us a roll, Camden.
There is some out there saying that Elsagate video is fake and that you made it up. Any comment on that?
It's not. What else do I need to say?
In the early stages of MamaMax's channel, he would fake videos entirely.
The editing was the only good thing about Max's videos. Yeah, I'm not saying they're not well edited. I'm saying that the artistic choices are fucking terrible. They are overwrought and overproduced to all fuck. And incredibly cringy. Sorry, that's just absolutely true. That is incontrovertibly true. They do not hit because they are just so embarrassing. It's still technically good. Technically well done. Artistically fucking bankrupt.
Where he would create a whole fake story and problem for himself to come swoop in as if he's the hero and save the day, taking all the honor, despite him making the whole thing up. In his Japanese cult video, Amshin Rikyo, he claims just by talking about them on his channel is going to put his life in grave danger, and the only way you can help him out is by paying him on
Because you're clearly a pedophile.
I just made myself a target to this cult.
Dude, honestly, Lerix says it later on, and I was honestly thinking the same thing. If Max just comes back with just like, you know, everyone who has been detracting against me is a pedophile, that would be so fucking amazing. Can you imagine? Total retard war would be in full effect. Be fucking amazing. So it's in poor taste with shotgun editing tricks and hopes it will impress. Yeah, yeah. But not just that, just like the whole vibe is just like so excessively edgy. And not in like any sort of self-aware kind of way.
Pretty much alive today. But guess what? They can suck mama's fat, throbbing because I'm not gonna live a life being afraid of standing up to evil people. Plus, I got all of you watching my back, don't I? Speaking of, by the way, you can watch my back real good by supporting me on Patreon, link in description. But I think it's safe to say that I am no longer safe from the likes of Aleph. But as I said, I'm not going to live a life being afraid of standing up to evil people. And the best way you can help me, non-jokingly, truly, seriously, is supporting me on Patreon.
Shameless. And in his next video, he says the deadly cult is now trying to attack him by sending him death threats in his email box and sending him a video game that apparently gives people brain hemorrhages.
Today, I'm going to apparently risk my life for you and play this game. In the video, I specifically mentioned that this cult may now be targeting me, and from what it looks like, that may be true. She responded back in Japanese saying this, which means,
I'll kill you. Wow, MamaMax is so committed to bringing us good entertainment and content. He's even willing to risk his own life for us. Man, what a fucking good guy. I know it sounds crazy, but this has got to be real, right? MamaMax wouldn't lie about his life being in danger for more donos on Patreon. I mean, it seems like his fans bought it. This man has risked his life multiple times so he could expose some dangerous sites and games and crap. Props to you for being this brave, man. I have a weird feeling that
Sounds like he's affecting vocal fry on top of the voice changer. Yeah, he's honestly, it's so blatant how fucking insecure this guy is. Fucking MamaMax, obviously not Lerix. It's so clear. Anyone can see it. The guy's a total narcissist. I honestly think if he responds, if he does actually start doing a response, I think we could possibly see full blown, like he's already a lolcow, don't get me wrong. But we could see some of like the most full blown, amazing, explosive lolcow content that has ever been produced. If he just can't stop responding, that will be amazing.
cultist is actually going to get him someday, and we wouldn't even know. No one is going to talk about how he got a whole email from someone from the cult, and they actually threatened to kill him. Well, guys, luckily, I don't think you have anything to worry about. You know, it's been nearly 4 years since he dropped this video, and conveniently, ever since, MamaMax hasn't gotten any word from the Japanese cult since this. Weird coincidence. I guess he got enough Patreon cash to keep him nice and safe. But in case you were still worried for Max's well-being, he admits it's bullshit. But not just this one.
He's going to go full schizo. His egomania precludes accepting accountability for any wrongdoing. I agree, especially from that clip of the call. What was it he said? Why is it my job? Why are you putting this all on me? What a pathetic freak. He'll begin to abuse Spencer. Max will unravel. I would be surprised if there isn't secret footage Spencer has taken. Thank you, Camden. He will begin to abuse Spencer. That's a strong claim, Camden. I won't make that joke, actually. What if Camden actually did do something to her? I shouldn't just say, is she abusable, or something to that effect.
Nearly every last one of his videos is completely faked or fabricated.
It seems that the line between the fictional portrayal and the underlying truth became blurred for some, leading to confusion and concern. While the narratives were crafted in fiction,
Yeah, MamaMax does have a dog, actually, Rita, I believe.
and the pursuit was very much a reality.
So the pedos are real, but the narratives and everything else in your videos are fake? You released these as 100% real, and everyone in your comment section took them that way, and your fans paid you based on the fact that they were real. But now years later, once you're getting heat, you just casually admit they're fake after reaping the benefits of them for years. And it's not just him scamming his audience into donating to him under false pretenses. He lied about a girl killing herself in his IMVU video, and then blamed the creator of the game that the girl apparently got groomed on for her death.
Will Harvey expeditiously paved the winding way for himself, finally finding his road to the throne. But what?
MamaMax apparently going to go over all the accusations tomorrow. Tomorrow? Did he actually say that? Because he said he was going to respond. Oh my god, I can't fucking type this shit. Yeah, he didn't say, what are you on about? He said he's going to respond soon.
What was the cost?
Come on now.
Everything. A teenage girl, known only as the moniker KC157434, takes her own
Yeah, not
life
tomorrow.
after
You said
being
tomorrow.
robbed and raped by a man she met on the platform.
Is there an update on Casey? Can you talk about how you got into the account or how you found it?
No, it never said
yeah,
tomorrow. It
that's
always
a-
said soon. It said respond to everything soon. That's what he said. 100%.
A bit much.
I can't talk too
unfortunately.
much
I
about
saw the
KC.
post, but then 10 minutes soon posted. I had a comment on it. So.
I don't know what I can and can't say. I will tell you that, yes, she's okay. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, thank God. I didn't even know that. Holy shit. Thank God.
Takes her own life.
Yes, she's okay.
Is this girl Casey even a real person? He claims in his video that he found her no subscriber YouTube channel through a reverse image search using her profile picture on the game IMVU, where he then hacked this girl's YouTube channel and found an unlisted video called "This is where you raped and killed me," which is a video that shows assumingly Casey filming the site of her rape and has bloody sheets and a pillow in the middle of the woods. So if the narratives are fake, you not only lied about her death, but also that she was raped too, and made up this whole—
Yeah, this is just totally insane. It's literally, this is what Tommy C was talking about with the pornography allegation, right? It is just like reverse CP. That's all this is. It's like reverse CP erotica, basically.
an ARG fake story that you had hackers behind the scenes get into her YouTube channel and find this secret encrypted unlisted video that she uploaded days before like killing herself? This is nuts.
I can't talk too much about
Dark non-sexual pornography. Yes. Yes.
Casey.
Yeah, no wonder you can't talk too much about Casey. You either made her entire existence
True
up,
crime for
or
men,
even worse,
except
she's
not
a real
true.
person that you lied about being dead to use as an argument point to blame her
Fantasize
suicide
about killing
on the
pedophiles
creator of the
online.
game. So now that we know the narratives are completely fake in all your videos and can write those off, what about the predators and the pursuits? Surely those have got to be real, right?
So I know there's people out there saying I'm doing it to self-serve. I just want my video back up. I don't give a shit if my video comes back up. It did
MamaMax self-serving? God forbid. Jesus Christ.
what it needed to do.
True crime without the
That was
truth,
in the
exactly.
video is
Just crimes.
currently
It's just doing
in
crimes.
police custody. And
Was that as a result of your video, or was
Yes.
that prior to the video?
Yes, it was because
Okay,
of the video.
alright.
The video was about IMVU and this one predator. I made it about him and him alone.
Do you mind walking me through the chain of events that led from your video to him being imprisoned?
Yeah, so I dropped the video. The end of the video is a call to action. Usually all my videos.
Yeah, the voice shit is honestly so fucking pathetic, man. I can't get over that. That is so weak. Crazy to act so tough online, but like have this fucking like massive complex about your voice. Like so obviously too. Jesus.
Or a call to action, like, find him. And we did. We fled to Mexico. We found where he was in Mexico.
Wow.
I don't know if the police, he was from Canada. I don't know if the police asked him to come back or he went on his own volition or they forced him to come back. I don't know any of those details. I just know he went back to Canada and was in police custody.
A few moments later.
I'm so sick of
Yeah, I don't know if it's whether it's certain that he got surgery for his voice. It's like back and forth. I keep hearing different things. So basically Sunday just effortlessly voice mogs him. Do you remember when people used to accuse Sunday of using a voice changer? I always told people he wasn't, I think. But people used to accuse Sunday of using a voice changer. But no.
having predators that run away like Pablo Sonny, and we don't get them.
So not even the pursuits are real, Max? You market yourself by saying, every dollar helps me find another pedophile.
So why don't you go to Patreon and show your appreciation? Every dollar helps me find another.
We don't get them.
But then lie about getting them locked up while they run away, but you still get to reap the social benefits and credits and money from acting as if you really got them arrested. It's a complete grift.
But yeah, I am super blessed to be in this position, and I know I do carry a lot of the weight y'all say to me on my shoulders, and I want to do my best to be the best representative for y'all, because I know a lot
Cam didn't. Camden the Wolf God, you need to calm down. That is an unfounded accusation that I disavow. I do not believe that to be true. Though Camden is claiming that Max be kissing his dogs on the snout and dick, and that he's got proof.
of y'all feel like you've gone unheard, and there is a lot of injustice.
You admit yourself your audience is full of CSA victims, and you exploit that fact to get them to pay you more money, scamming them into believing that you're really ridding the world of pedophiles and bringing justice to victims. Take a look at this. In his short film trailer, he shows a bunch of statistics of how over 1 million kids get trafficked, and yet there was only 5,000 convictions last year. This is unacceptable. There are ways to stop them before they enslave children, and here's a QR code that will link you to where you can learn how to help. So you would assume this would link you to some kind of organization or article that has information to inform you on how to help, but no. This QR code links directly back to MamaMax's fucking video, shilling his Patreon.
Together, we can compel a ripple effect that will obliterate evil off the face of our planet and forge an impenetrable bastion for our children. To support our cause, you can donate to my Patreon.
This guy's such a fucking loser, man.
The fact that they are trying to profit off of subjects like rape and CSA is probably one of the most fucking disgusting things you can do as a human being.
Go to Patreon. So why don't you go to Patreon? Supporting me on Patreon. Go to my Patreon.
Sorry if I'm being like a shill. I'm not trying to be.
Give me $1.
So the narratives are fake, the pursuits are untrustworthy at best, but what about the pedophiles? Well, I can say, from as far as I can see, Max does seem to find real predators in his videos, but the fact that they are real is actually a much worse reality than as if he would have faked.
Hey, Destiny's got a new horror in his stream.
I am investing all of me into you and the
That's just
Survivor
spicy chat. I
Spencer
can't try to
because
check.
I will not stop until we see justice.
If you're a pedophile and want to ensure that you will never go to jail for your crimes, make sure to give MamaMax a call, because he will fuck up the case against you so bad that you have a literal 100% guarantee to not get convicted. Max hasn't gotten a single one of the pedos that he's found locked up, convicted, nothing.
Dude, yeah, I love these guys. Always keeps me on my mission, I think, and the importance of my mission. Of our mission.
What mission? You haven't done shit. Is that MLK on his wall? Give me a break.
I have a dream.
Because of the irresponsible way he conducts his investigations by not abiding by the legal system, Max actually makes it harder to convict the predators that he's trying to catch.
It is dangerous work. And
I mean, it's hard to comment on this because it's just obviously true, right? I mean, this has all been said to death at this point in the stream because I've been covering it for like a full week, maybe even 2. I don't know. It's just, yeah. I mean, it's just obviously a fraud. I don't know what to say. It does feel like I'm just kind of freebooting Lerix's content. But I will keep shilling it. Make sure you don't like it. It's fucking hilarious that this guy's got a fucking MLK poster as well, yeah.
A lot of shit that I do might not be considered legal in every...
There really is just nothing else going on tonight, so we're just pulling through.
Country. Including our own country. So
we definitely we operate within the bounds of the law, Max, of course. Of course, we would never.
Of course we do.
We would never break the law.
We would never break the law.
In a video game. I mean,
I am deeply honored to be like this representative for y'all to do the things that a lot of people won't do just because it's not very legal.
Oh, Careful's is live again, apparently.
You realize by saying this, you are destroying any potential case that you are trying to build on these guys. Why are you trying to catch them through illegal means in the first place? And secondly, even worse, why the fuck would you ever admit to that?
When I do see a subject line that interests me, like by like a bounty hunter or like a hitman, not that I would ever respond to such things, and everything I'm about to say is, of course, fictional. Depends who they are. If they're a hitman, they'll basically like offer services for like very expensive prices.
Oh, that's fun.
But they give me a discount since it's files.
Do you have any other people you're
He's
hunting?
such a fucking laugher. It's so bad. How do people not see this shit? Oh. It just makes me feel just so black-pilled, dude. How did people not realize how fucking retarded this was, man?
That don't get turned into videos. Any stories you'd be willing to share?
Yes, like there was that one dude from the IMVU video, that old man, the creepy ass dude, that old fucking man. Yeah, sometimes things happen to them that I can't put in a video.
You are admitting on camera that you interact with fucking hitmen for your investigations, and then shortly after say that things happen to the pedos that are so egregious.
Guys, MLK Day pedo hitman discount, guys. Okay, 15% on EPOC.
Egregious that you can't even include in your video. What the fuck are you doing? Like, I'm 99% sure he's just LARPing and MamaMax doesn't actually have hitmen in his inbox, giving him friends and family discounts to kill the pedos he finds in his videos. But
it's just such an absurd fucking claim. It's like, literally like Punisher comic type shit. Like, that's how he sees himself. So fucking sad, bro. What an embarrassing freak. I can't believe no one realized it. No one realized. You literally can say anything about pedos and people there's a good amount of people who just go along with it. It's insane.
Is a death sentence for you in court. Good luck trying to get any of these pedos locked up when you're doing this shit and clips like this exist of you. These pedophiles getting away is directly your fault, and if they end up abusing any kids later down the line, you hold a huge responsibility for that because of your negligence. In his IMVU investigation, he directed his audience to quite literally hunt one of the predators he was trying to track down by doxing the hotel that he was staying at and told his fans to go pay him a visit.
We traced the very hotel he was staying at and made a phone call to confirm. Afterward, I left instructions for the children in Mexico who had every desire to go see the famous Ham's son in the flesh.
This guy's fucking unhinged. You know, it sounds like an over-exaggeration, but I can't help but wonder with the things he says and does. Is he actually trying to get these people imprisoned or just straight up murdered?
I honestly think that we should just be pulling them out of their houses and...
I always thought he was just more interested in the attention than catching TBH, not that he was just making the whole thing up. Well, I mean, yeah, if you hadn't watched one of his videos or looked at any of the evidence he presented. But I think, you know, the first time I really watched one of his videos was the believe all abusers thing, the response he made. And the moment you start looking at any of the evidence in that, you just, and then start looking at another one of his videos, it's just immediately obvious that he's just totally bullshitting through everything. There was never a point where I was like, oh yeah, I reckon MamaMax probably caught some pedophiles. Just like, because all the shit he said was so retarded.
And executing them on the street.
And I want to...
I just had no reason to ever believe he'd ever actually done anything.
People like me who like violence to stand up for what's right. Like I want to, y'all know what I want. I say it in the uncensored version.
You know, most viewers aren't, you know, people may just not have watched his videos or may not have checked the evidence, which is like fine for like viewers. But like the issue is that was off the back of like all these content creators, like massive content creators like Nexpo, Mutahar, Scare Theater, Nick Crowley, apparently, all just these massive YouTubers just shelling the fuck out of him without ever checking anything. And now a bunch of them are just trying to wash their hands with it. So, you know, it's just totally crazy. It's totally insane.
To send me a picture of their face that I then publish to all of you, who will decidedly grant these predators the most
delightful dreams
they could never even fathom. There really is no other option, is there? Children.
There are people who will literally kill for me, you know, specifically the more dangerous you guys. You know who you are.
Well, there's a few I got emails about.
He's so embarrassing.
Can't talk about that. But just know that justice has been served.
Kill for me.
This is the my dad works at Xbox guy after he grew up. 100%. 100%. It is the exact same sort of shit. The online bullshitting, acting like you've got fucking connections, all this shit. Man, it's so cringe. Oh, God, it's just so annoying that people didn't realize and he went on for so long. Fuck, man. It's so crazy.
This has been served.
You know who you are.
Like, it's one thing to hold the position that all people should get the wood chipper, right? But it's a whole nother deal when you have a 750k sub YouTube channel.
I'm glad it's happening now, but Jesus Christ.
And direct your audience to hunt down and do harm to these guys. Because not only is that beyond illegal, that could potentially put innocent people in harm's way, because Max is no stranger to baselessly accusing people of being pedophiles in the past, which I'll get to later on. But also, again, this kind of stuff only damages the case against these guys. You're helping them get away. I mean, with the shit this guy says, I'm not surprised he's being investigated by the FBI himself.
I literally got a card on my front fence from the FBI. They were willing to come to my house and leave a card on my front fence. That shows how much more they care about my case than yours.
Yeah.
But the whole reason MamaMax has been getting so much attention lately is because he decided to take on his most ambitious investigation yet. Not only this time is he taking on a pedophile, but a vampire werewolf hybrid pedophile.
Camden
Gerard Davis. It was basically a supernatural cult where he convinced all of us that we were vampires, werewolves, hybrids.
Led by a child predator posing as a werewolf god that has victimized hundreds of minors.
He mentally abused me, physically abused me, sexually abused me, and at even one point tried to kill me.
The story is, this girl Spencer, who went to the same high school as Max, asked him if he could help her out with her story, and Max took on the case. Which the alleged story is that in 2016, when Spencer was 16, she was lured into a supernatural sex cult where she was convinced that she was a vampire by the alleged pedo Camden Gerard Davis, who also says he's a werewolf/vampire god. I'm not fucking with you.
On March 18th, 2016, Spencer, a 16-year-old girl from Wiley, Texas, mysteriously disappeared, lured by the illusion of joining a supernatural family as a vampire on some random corner of the internet. She actually found herself ensnared in a dangerous sex cult led by a child predator posing as a werewolf god.
Look, I say this with the absolute highest possible praise for Lerix, okay? I don't want to seem like a cocksucker, okay? But listen, I'm going to be real. This video, honestly, is probably one of the closest I've felt to iDubbbz content, like Content Cops, in a fucking long time. I'll be real. Listen. It's a good video.
Camden Gerard Davis. Leviathans are coming for
It
you.
is glazing. It is glazing. 100% it's glazing. I'm just saying. It's 10 out of 10 content.
You're unleashing sea monsters.
Oh, Lerix, I see you in chat, man. Honestly, yeah, look, bro, you did a great job here. Seriously.
On him. Dude, you're making a mockery of this. If what you're claiming is true, you have a real criminal on your hands with apparently hundreds.
I was honestly worried for you. I was honestly worried for you because Nick Diorio announcing his comeback, like that feels like it might overshadow a bit. But no, I felt like you stood on your own 2 feet here.
Hundreds of victims, and you decide to make a YouTube video in a Batman voice saying that you're gonna unleash sea creatures on him. There's real potential victims relying on you here to bring them some form of justice, and you're doing this shit.
Leviathans are coming for you.
And in this same video, he then weaponizes his audience to guilt trip other YouTubers into covering this vampire werewolf pedophile that we don't even know anything about.
Kindly send this video to your favorite influencer. We will test them on the content of their character. Do not listen to their words. Look at their actions as your first command. I kindly ask you to share Spencer's story with the following.
Dude, it's so fucking embarrassing. How did people go for this? How did anyone go for this? I mean, this is, to be fair, this is when people started waking up. It's just crazy that it took him going after like people's favorite YouTubers for them to be like, oh, this is actually kind of retarded. Like, bro.
You're calling out PewDiePie, Mr. Beast, and Joe Rogan, and you seriously think you're gonna get a response here? This guy's delusional. Felix, as a new parent, you're undoubtedly experiencing the...
Listen, Lerix, it's just so fucking blatant. And like I say, like, pissing off all these other YouTubers is just like gonna totally nuke his support. Because a lot of it's come from these people lending him credibility. Or not necessarily these people, but, you know, Mutahar and Nexpo and all these types. So once he starts pissing off, like, fans of these people, they're all gonna just run, scamper.
Transformative mechanism that we describe here. You're bringing his kid into this to try and pull on his heartstrings to cover your story. Jesus, man.
He just it's unforced error on his part completely. Like, he just totally nuked himself, but for no reason. He could have grifted basically endlessly if he didn't just totally fuck himself over.
These people to do after you make a video calling them out, to make a video baselessly accusing some random guy they don't even know of being a pedophile just because you say so. He hasn't shown any proof of this guy being guilty and has the balls to ask other people to stake their reputation on the line to report his story. All he's shown is random pictures of the guy, videos of him showing off his fangs, screenshots.
I mean, I don't know. I probably would have, if something came up, I probably would have covered MamaMax at some point, but I don't know that I've got the ability to bring down like a 700k YouTuber like that, no matter how good of a stream I do about it. But, you know, him fucking it up and then everyone realizing and taking the opportunity to go in is just, obviously that's completely fucked him.
Of his Snapchat account and tweets like this: getting dick sucked by Kirby equals raisin balls. That's a real screenshot from his video. You even called out the needle drop? What the fuck is he gonna do about it? The banner you're currently enjoying is Replicant's Army by Filmmaker. We believe your audience would appreciate this fiery composition. Would you consider exposing them? You can't make this up. You got a girl who was saying she was beaten and raped and went to you to help her out with her story. And you're asking fucking Anthony Fantano to review your music in the same video just a few minutes later that she describes being raped. Holy shit, man. And he justifies all this by basically saying all press is good press.
Every single day, issues like this go unreported or under-discussed precisely because they lack the flashiness or drama or edge that captures mainstream attention. My approach has always been to fill that gap by making these critical stories unignorable. The goal is to give these stories the attention they so desperately need and deserve.
If you would have made a longer, comprehensive documentary detailing how Camden is guilty, it's...
Max is a weird combo of smart and stupid. Smart enough to try and think a few steps ahead by trying to manipulate creators, stupid enough to do something to do it like this. It's just like poor Machiavellianism. It's just like really poorly executed Machiavellianism. It's when an idiot is really Machiavellian. It's always fucking embarrassing. It is always embarrassing to watch.
literally proven by your previous videos, it would get 10 times the attention that you're getting right now. All your other long form content got millions of views, if not at least bare minimum 500,000. But this guilt trip, call out other YouTubers approach hasn't even broke 100K.
The goal is to give these stories the attention they so desperately need and deserve.
You could potentially have a real story here, but the way you're going about it is just making people roll their eyes and write this off as bullshit. And it's not their fault, it's yours.
Batman themed Dunning-Kruger. That is a good way of putting it as well. Very true.
Max says the reason they haven't released any evidence to the public yet, though, is because he's protecting it for the legal case.
We have a lot of evidence we have not presented because we are protecting the legal case.
But MamaMax showed Mudahar this evidence behind the scenes in private, and Muda says specifically, nothing I've seen there is definitive. It's all screenshots of messages, which I can't verify. So even the proof doesn't verify anything?
No, Mutahar's going to agree with all this video. Mutahar's going to agree with all this video. What Mutahar needs to do is, like, just, honestly, I'm just perpetually calling for all these people that helped out to bankroll Magnetar and suing this fuck. That's what I'm calling for right now. Okay, justice for Magnetar, and just take the, like, TMMD, frankly.
It's just vague screenshots and girls' testimonies. This is rough. But then after Max's first call out post didn't work and no one responded, which me personally I'm pretty surprised at. I thought Joe Rogan would hear this and be right on the case, but he then made specifically his own video calling out Moist Critical for not responding to his DMs about this.
The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing.
Charlie didn't respond to your spam messages, and your reaction is to make a public video calling him out, adding him, and leaking the private DMs to guilt trip him into covering your story. You're nuts. And he knows exactly what he's doing by this. He's purposely putting Critical on blast publicly, implying that if you don't cover my story, then you don't care about children getting raped, and weaponizing his audience to spam Critical to guilt him into talking about it. Just because Charlie has a lot of subscribers and influence doesn't now mean he bears this responsibility to talk about world tragedies on his channel. Trying to push this standard onto people is ridiculous. He got fame talking about internet drama. Why does he now have this obligation to talk about child rape? And plus, don't forget, this guy hasn't even shown proof Camden is guilty yet, and is still asking Charlie to call someone a pedo that he doesn't even know or have proof of. But after Critical doesn't respond to Max, he starts to get desperate, which is where things really start to go off the rails.
He lives in, last we know, correct?
Yes, Marissa. His mother is currently is where his mom is. He does for sure have a brother named Someone asked to type out Camden's brother's name. I will go ahead and type that in chat. Camden's mother's name is... If you have information on actual locations, then you need to be contacting me or Max privately.
Yes.
Max starts live streaming and directs his chat to find the location of not only Camden, but allows his guests to dox Camden's mother and brother's name in hopes that his chat would find them and get answers out of them. And when I personally asked him if he has any evidence of the mother or brother being involved whatsoever in Camden's crimes, he admits he doesn't at all.
You don't have any proof that they're even involved, right? Like the mom didn't help out Camden with his potential.
It's what people think Spicy does. Honestly, man, it's crazy.
Use to these kids, or the brother. Like, you can't prove either of that, correct?
Correct.
So he's doxing innocent people publicly to thousands, directing his audience to find the location of them, which you know, Max, given the
look, listen, listen. It's the same shit Destiny does. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna level with you. But not a cult shit, like owning the idea of being a cult, God cult, owning the idea of being a cult. It's the same shit, man. It's the fucking same stuff. I'm telling you, okay? These freaks all operate the same.
nature of the internet, and especially your audience, will 100% get them harassed.
I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't want people getting harassed. Like, because every time I say something, people get harassed.
You even alluded that the mom and brother could be in cahoots with Camden, helping out a pedo, and then sicked your audience to go find them and get answers out of them. You know what you're doing.
I mean, we don't even know if it would be collateral damage. We don't know the extent to which they were involved, but...
These people are now going to get their phone blown up to all hell with texts and calls, emails spammed, work called, accounts hacked, or potentially worse, and to all of our knowledge, they're innocent. This is not the way you do this shit. Hire a private investigator or something and go and contact them in a private setting if you really think it will help you out with your case. But don't put them on blast publicly where now they become collateral damage of your audience harassing them. But he justifies it all by saying if it helps them catch Camden, then the ends justify the means.
Okay. It's just so crazy. It is literally like the no bad tactics, only bad targets mentality. And this is still so common. It's so pervasive. And it's just the most wretched. I mean, you even see it with Keffels, right? It's just the most wretched shit going. Like, come on, you have to have fucking principles about like what you're willing to do. The people fucking call Spicy Chat and me fucking doxers and shit like that. I've never fucking doxed anyone. I don't dox people. The only time I see doxing acceptable is when you're using it to quell an actual threat. Like if someone's making like death threats, like actual death threats, like I understand using doxing to contact people in their life. But even then, is that even really doxing? Because doxing is like publishing the information for the purpose of harassment. So I don't even know if I would call that doxing, frankly. Like, it's, you know, you have, the only time it's acceptable to start using people's real life information like that, if they're not totally upfront with it, is when you're actually trying to prevent like real bad shit from happening. Max has no reason, no evidence to believe that actual bad shit is happening. There is no, and even if it was the case, that was bad shit happening, the way he's gone about doing it, just releasing the information to the public and basically going, go get him, guys, that is the most fucked way to go about it. No, you would be doing this all as quietly and privately as possible, dealing with it, you know, in a responsible way, working with law enforcement, obviously, collecting evidence, not fucking tampering with everything and fucking it all up by broadcasting all this information and just sending people after him. Fucking totally insane. MamaMax is worse than Mr. Girl changed my mind. Well, Mr. Girl is a fucking hero. So, that's not hard.
But how come it's like being like the names are being made public and stuff, like for the chat, like the mom and the brother names?
I think so. I think if we can find them, we will find Camden, and it is worth having their identities out there, just to find Camden.
What if you contact these people and they just don't have any answers for you and are not in contact with Camden? Well, now you just doxed and harassed innocent people for no reason at all and have nothing to show for it. Do you see how irresponsible this is? And the irony is that you literally had the same exact thing happen to you, Max, when your exes doxed your mom when they came out with their allegations against you.
Are you safe, and how do you stay positive after the things you cover?
So we're not doing a SQL tangent right now, okay? We did that last night.
My mom is not so safe after, you know, my exes doxed her, doxed me and her. I mean, they should have known doxing me was not a good idea.
If anyone
we
should know
had
this,
a 2-hour pedophile segment at the start of yesterday night's stream, so I'm gonna just we're gonna chill on that for a hot minute, okay?
it's fucking you. And this isn't even the first time that he's doxed family members.
I'm already praying that MamaMax is clipping that stream for his response video. If he you know, knows who I am, fingers crossed.
In his investigations, even though he has no proof of them being guilty. He did the same thing with Pablo Sonny's dad and doxed him in his IMVU video. But continuing the timeline of Max trying to take down Camden, he then makes—
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it came off of Mr. Girl, because someone brought up the Cuties review.
Makes a YouTube short a little after these streams to announce new updates on the case and that he's now working with the Atlanta Bar Association to ensure that justice is served and to locate Camden.
Okay, yeah, but I'm not talking about pedo stuff when I'm talking about MamaMax, am I? I'm just talking about him and the way he went about things and his content. I'm not having, it's not the in-depth pedophile discussion, okay?
Survivors and witnesses
Wait, like we watched half that Namba documentary last night, alright?
Forward. We are currently in contact with law enforcement and the Atlanta Bar Association to ensure justice is served. We are preparing the timeline with new accounts and evidence. Please bear with us as the situation continues to develop. Thank you for your contributions.
and we'll see you soon.
Why are you even saying this publicly? All of this information needs to be in private so you can discreetly collect evidence to build a case against this guy. You realize if he sees this, or any of your coverage to be honest, he's gonna leave the state and you or the police won't be able to do anything about it to catch him. What's stopping Camden from doing exactly what Pablo Sonny did to get away from you, fleeing the country to get away from all of this? Hell, he probably has. I mean, why wouldn't he? You announce your every move publicly for him to see. You have fucked this up beyond belief, Max. This is
just true. Like what? Like I said earlier, it's just so insane to broadcast all this publicly. Why? Like anyone who's not like completely retarded would realize, yeah, I shouldn't put this out publicly until I've actually secured everything, and I can tell the story at the very end. So the whole process from beginning to end, raising awareness, quote unquote, for a pedophile investigation makes no fucking sense unless it's like literally like a missing child or something, you know.
Isn't one of your fake ARG videos. I mean, these are real people coming to you with their stories of being abused, and now you are held completely responsible if Camden ends up getting away. Which,
to be fair, I don't know if it actually was off of a Mr. Girl Cutie's take, but the Mr. Girl thing definitely came up, and I argued about it for a decent amount of time. And I was spurging about how no one engaged honestly with the Cuties review.
Given your conviction rates, I mean, he's got a fucking 100% guarantee to ride off into the sunset with no consequences. And when you give this guy any type of criticism that he may be doing anything wrong, well, you must be pro-pedophile.
Basically, next time they remove my video is the next time they're getting another pedo tube.
Whether it's random commenters, other YouTubers, or even YouTube themselves, it's all the same response from Max. If you disagree with my approach, you must be pro-pedo. The most egregious example of this is when he accused the entire platform of YouTube of supporting and protecting pedophiles just because he had 2 of his videos struck down for violating TOS.
No, Big, I am certain you were just retarded. That's okay. We're not doing this right now.
Our children are
absolutely certain you were just retarded. Okay, bro?
And you choose to side with their abusers. I'm here trying to protect sexual abuse victims. I worked 3 long, hard, traumatizing months on this project just for you to obliterate it completely. Is this what we get for publishing on your platform?
Dude, your video got taken down for harassment and bullying. This isn't that deep. There isn't some conspiracy that YouTube secretly loves pedos. It's probably because you make violent threats in your videos and send your audience to harass people while doxing them. Ever thought of that?
On November 26, 2021, my good friend Max published a video.
Mr. Girl is unbanned, but it doesn't change whether we can watch it. Anyway, look, guys, we're not doing this right now. Guys, stop it, Mr. Girl. I'm timing people out to watch Mr. Girl, okay? We're done. We're done. Too much pedo shit in the last couple of days.
Exposing the colossal ring that is IMVU. And to no one's surprise, YouTube tore it down like none of it ever happened. And for what? Because of the bare ass of a virtual character. Is this a joke?
We don't like pedophiles. Something you don't seem to see eye to eye with us on YouTube.
Let me get this straight. You included some guy's bare naked ass in your video, and YouTube told you specifically it got taken down for nudity, and you somehow take this...
Wait, was it an actual person's ass, or was it one of those IMVU characters?
...and draw a conclusion that YouTube is
I actually don't know about that incident.
Because it got taken down for the nudity of the ass that you showed in your video? Hey, retard, maybe don't include nudity in your videos if you don't want to get them taken down. Just a piece of advice. There's no conspiracy here. You're just a fucking idiot.
I don't like people throwing around the word pedophile like it doesn't mean anything. I don't like that shit. We shouldn't just be throwing...
That was his own ass. It wasn't his own ass.
...around the word like it doesn't mean anything.
But not only will he insinuate that others are...
He did show his own ass, but that wasn't why the video got taken down. The character's ass. So, can you not upload the like Witcher sex scenes onto YouTube? Is that the case? Like the Baldur's Gate ones. I thought the Baldur's Gate ones were on YouTube. I thought I saw a video of like a clip of Shroud like reacting to one when it like flashed up in like a Twitch stream. Am I crazy?
If you disagree with his methods, if you get on a
good save. Listen, bro, I don't go watching video game sex scenes. What's the fucking point in that, dude? I fucking hate Baldur's Gate as well.
It's bad sign enough. He'll outright baselessly accuse you of being one entirely.
And I do not make a video on them until I have verifiable proof that they are a pedophile.
Back in July 2022, MamaMax...
Oh, yeah, it could be... Maybe he didn't flag it as adult only. that's possible.
Accused of being a pedophile, abuser, and rapist in a video by 4 of his exes and previous friends. For the most part, I can't confirm whether he's guilty or innocent of a lot of these things he's accused of in this video, due to it just being his word versus his ex's. But the guy who uploaded the video is someone named Magnetar, who's a YouTuber with 30k subs, but also the boyfriend of Haley, which was one of the girls who came out against Max in the video. So he and his girlfriend reached out to
justice for Magnetar, honestly, man. Holy fuck.
Girls that
He's just
so previously been
well, so people need to bankroll him suing.
Video, and then he uploaded it on his public platform because he already had a pretty big YouTube channel. And in Max's hour and 5-minute long video responding to the allegations, in the last 6 minutes, for some reason, he accuses Magnetar. Actually, he doesn't even accuse Magnetar. He states Magnetar is a pedophile for 100% of a fact, while saying his full legal name and doxed where he worked at the time.
Anthony Field, Haley's boyfriend. Magnetar on YouTube, the one who published this video on me.
Oh man.
And as proof to show this is Max talking to some girl in Instagram DMs who claims that Magnetar sent his dick to her when she was a minor. This is it? Are you fucking serious? You don't even have any screenshots of Magnetar even interacting with this girl one-on-one? Not a single—
Mutahar went along with this. Nox Taku went along with this. Leon Lash went along with this. Jonas.net and .hk both work.
Conversation,
Right
and
now.
based off of this, you're calling him a 100% pedophile just off her testimony that it happened. It's fucking poetic. In the same video that you claim you have been falsely accused by 5 different girls, you do the same thing to Magnetar, not even accusing him, just stating he's a pedophile based off of one girl's story. If you think one girl's testimony is enough to prove that Magnetar is a pedophile, with your own logic, you would now have to admit that you're guilty of being an abuser, rapist, and pedophile yourself, since 5 girls came out with their stories of their testimonies against you.
Do you still feel confident just with that one girl's like testimony to go on your 750k sub channel?
Yeah, honestly, I seriously think Mutahar should be forced to go back, review all the evidence, and make a, you know, real new analysis of all the evidence that was there. Because holy fuck, it's crazy that he swept it. I mean, he knows that. But I just think seriously, some actual penance needs to happen, man.
And just openly say his name, Anthony Field, and then call him a pedophile to like that video got like 1 million views, right? I mean, I feel like that's an insane thing to do.
He is a pedophile.
Based off
Why
of—
is that insane?
Yeah, but I'm asking what it's based off of, and what you're telling me is like one girl's accounts. And like, I think that's
Are
fine
we-
for you to
so-
believe it behind the scenes. But I think when you have a 750k sub YouTube channel—
But I get why Lerix didn't include this in this video. And like, you know, when I was talking to him about it like the other week, I wasn't saying to him like, you know, oh, you have to include this in your video. But my point was just, you know, when the whole thing needs to be sort of reopened. People need to go back and look at it again a bit, because the way it was dismissed is just totally fucking insane. And it's just, it was like the only person other than me that I'd seen talking about it was Chud, basically, which is just nuts. Everyone else swept it at the time. I think even someone was saying that Nick the Oreo apparently said something that was a little bit sweepy. I think it was a bit on the line. I wasn't entirely sure by what the person said to me. It was something like he implied that it was dead on arrival because of the response to it, which isn't really making a necessary firm statement on the contents of the allegations. But I feel like you know, I don't like when, you know, people make sort of iffy statements over it sweepy like that. But it's nowhere near like what Mutahar did. 100% not. I don't think. Yeah, he said something that was DOA. Yeah.
and you're confident—
Which is, I mean, it is true, it was DOA, but it was DOA not because of the contents of the allegations, but because of the absolute fucking horrific response from Max's fan base that just completely raped it, basically.
calling someone a pedophile, you gotta have like a higher bar. Don't you think so?
I think
isn't it really sweepy? I don't think it's sweepy as much as he's just like hesitant to take a hard stance on something without having like all the evidence, which is like fine, you know, but it can come off sweepy when it feels like when you've seen the evidence and you feel like you should be making a statement on it. I don't know. There may be times where he slept.
Should listen to survivors.
I agree, Max. We should listen to all women and survivors only up until they accuse you. Then they're the liars. And even when I confronted him about this on stream, he shows no remorse and doubles down.
All I wanted to do was share the information that someone sent to me was that he sent a dick pic to a minor.
Okay,
that is
when
what
you
I was
have
sharing.
when you have a platform, you can't just innocently share that he's a fucking pedophile. Like, you have a higher bar of responsibility. You've got to understand that. Because you're telling a million people that Anthony Field is a fucking pedophile, and you have one testimony to back it up. Yes, but your one piece of evidence is one girl saying so. And I'm trying to explain to you how it's fucking so ironic for you to make a video.
I am simply sharing
You're
that
making a
to
video.
show
You're
why
making a
this
video.
person-
You're making a video defending yourself from false accusations of people falsely accusing you, and then you can't have the same empathy towards someone else?
Not to someone who is a pedophile. No.
He smeared Magnetar completely and knew what his audience would now do after releasing the guy's full name and showing multiple photos of him and showing where he used to work, which, of course, the natural progression is that his fans did end up harassing him, finding out his current job, and emailing his co-workers that he's a pedophile.
You guys are the reason why it's so goddamn difficult to believe actual victims.
Oh yeah, also, he threatened to strike my channel down in Discord DMs after I had a conversation with him on stream, claiming I promote a community that bullies child sex victims. You know me. If you don't want to get striked, I must express my concerns regarding the patterns we've observed in your behavior and the nature of the community you are cultivating. Your channel is at risk of being terminated if these issues persist. Promoting a community that engages in bullying, especially targeting survivors of child sex crimes, is deeply troubling. I strongly recommend you reflect on the impact of your actions and the environment you're creating. So I mean, he's just basically threatening to strike me if I keep talking about him, but he's
Well,
got
yeah, it's obviously totally insane. I mean, this is like a big no-no for YouTubers, especially in the so-called commentary sphere, obviously. Like, the flagging shit has always been a big point of contention, or DMCAing shit. That is always a surefire way to fuck off a load of people, especially other content creators. It's to start threatening to flag, threatening to DMCAing, all this shit. Because it just creates such a, like, if you start allowing that shit to proliferate as a tactic, it obviously just fucks everyone.
veils intentions under the victims, hiding behind that shield and
Stealing
acting
from
as
Max
if
is
I'm
so fucking nitty, lol, I hate him. Yeah, obviously, yeah.
bullying them, when in reality he's just mad at me and looking for an excuse to try to get me to shut up. And ironically, no one has done more damage to these victims than you. That case is completely fucked, dude. Like, you're letting their abuser get away with ease because you're completely out of your depth on how to handle any kind of investigation or building a legal case against someone to get them locked up. You gotta drop this case and pass it on to—
See, this is one thing, I don't know if Lerix even realizes he's doing it here, but it's sort of like one bit of framing that I don't like, where you imply as if, you know, by saying, oh, he's totally out of his depth and stuff like this, you imply like he's even trying to investigate this properly. Like, that was even, you know, anywhere in his mind that oh yeah, I really need to investigate this. It's probably not even true. Like, let's be real. So the idea that he's like trying to investigate and just out of his depth, I don't like that framing a lot of the time, because he is just it's a complete scam.
someone, anyone else has got to be better than you.
It's giving good faith, sure, but I just don't. There is no good. Giving good faith is, yeah, exactly what you see none to give, exactly right. Good faith is to a level earned. Like, it's a little bit assumed, but you can totally nuke it. And then Max has done everything possible to totally remove any amount of good faith that anyone should give him. So, yeah, it just. That framing does slightly irk me, but I mean, it's not like it's a big deal. It's just something that I noticed that happens. But I retweeted Mutahar when he did this. I was like, the first thing in my big schizo screed, I tweeted at Mutahar.
I don't know about you guys, but I've wanted to be a superhero since I was a tiny bitch boy, and even now, as a grown man, I still want to be a superhero, even after sadly realizing how impossibly stupid of a goal that is.
I wanted to end off this video taking a trip back where it all started for Max, one of his early videos that he made years ago that was titled Superheroes.
Why do I have to be a gay-ass human being made of soft skin? Like, seriously, dude, a car can just run into me at 20 miles an hour and I'd probably break every bone in my body if not die. That's fucking gay.
Whoa now, Max. Has Spencer seen this video? I think she needs to be informed about this.
That's fucking gay.
But in this video, he talks about this movie called Only the Brave
Yeah,
that inspired him to believe.
That is Max. That is Max. That was Max.
That he, despite being an everyday citizen like the rest of us, could be a superhero and have a big impact on the world.
Even someone like me, who's a shockingly shameful, shipwrecked shell of sheepskin who should have a shotgun shootout with their own mouth.
He's not just out of his depth. He hasn't even put on a swimsuit. He hasn't even entered the pool area. And worse, pool's closed due to AIDS and stingrays. And stingrays. AIDS and stingrays.
If Brendan can do it, so can I. Are you a pathetic piece of shit that can hardly even hold the weight of your own body for a few minutes before you have to lay down and lazily waste your entire life away? Well, so are all of us. Now do something about it, you stupid little bitch. And I don't know about you, but I'm gonna be a superhero.
But it's an interesting video to look back at that kind of explains his motivations and foreshadows what to come in the future. This is exactly what he wanted to do. Be a hero, be a representative.
Yeah, he got... I think, my perspective now, I think he wasn't lying about getting vocal surgery. I think he did get vocal surgery. And he uses a voice changer, which is just nuts. Which is just nuts.
To CSA victims and bring justice to those in need.
It just wasn't enough. He still had like vocal dysphoria after the voice surgery, so he has to use a voice changer. Oh man, it's so over. It's so fucking over.
Representative for y'all.
He says himself he has a hero complex.
I guess I have like a hero complex because I want to take care of everything and protect y'all.
Also that he vows to protect children.
I vowed to protect these people.
And is addicted to the attention and praise that he gets from being worshipped as a hero.
A lot of people are rewarding me with compliments and encouragement, and like they're like thanking me like I'm a fucking hero.
But when you really take a deeper look, it's all grift. There aren't any repercussions for the predators he finds in his videos. He lies about it when confronted and reaps the benefits from lying, earning thousands and thousands of dollars, along while gaining respect from his peers by being a complete con man. MamaMax isn't a hero. He's a fraud.
Fitting. Based. Lerix fucking... Roricon Lerix won. Okay, guys. Roricon Lerix, #1. Okay. Let's go like his video. Very good. LLDF weren't needed. Very true.
Hello.
Hello, how's it going?
It's going good. Good to talk to you. Man, it's such a relief to get this video out.
Yes. Well done. Congratulations. How you feeling?
Thank you. No, it feels really good. You know, people being supportive and stuff. It's good to see like hype around the community. You know what I mean? I feel like, well, you're not really that keyed in on the commentary community, but I feel like it's been kind of needing something like this.
Jesus, Lerix's little bro Chud. Damn. Oof. I wouldn't say that me personally.
It's been needing like a big like.
I know you don't know
like
shit,
this,
bro,
you know,
but
like, bring some energy back in. I mean,
I wouldn't take that me personally.
I mean, people are like lively, active. It feels good, you know.
Yeah, no, for sure. I totally agree, and I think that there's a lot of like motivation because I think that obviously with the content, it tends to be just content, right? Like for example, I watched your call with what was it, Jalen, a few months ago, right?
Yeah.
The trans fiasco disaster drama or whatever the fuck it was. And
Jesus.
That was just pure content, right? Yeah, there was a little moment where you were like, you need to leave this person, but it was all about the content, and that was kind of it, really, right? And I'm very cynical. But yeah, I feel like this is like someone who's genuinely doing a bad thing, and they're getting rightly criticized for it, and pressure is being put on them to kind of act and do something one way or another. And I think that's good, and I think that's the kind of commentary community kind of at its best, I would say, right?
No, absolutely. I mean, it's blatant. It's the most.
But yeah, Lerix says here, but like it does feel like there's a lot of energy right now for the commentary drama type shit. It's good. 2024 is looking fucking promising. We can get a few more, dramas going. I'm hoping for another drama like, the next month or so. That'd be good.
Surprising thing to me. Granted, I'm not gonna have like a ton of like new information, obviously. So it's not like we're gonna have like big debate or disagreements here.
Corner.
But
Right,
it's just so absurd, the Magnetar stuff. How he doubles down and like to the hearing him completely. And when I saw like those emails of people like finding his new work and now trying to contact his coworkers, texting them that he's a pedophile. Like I couldn't imagine that happening to me in real life. I would lose my mind.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And for me, as much as I think it's very bad to lie and solicit money from your audience for, the purposes of promoting yourself when you're not really doing anything, that's fucked up. But there's lots of grifters, right? There's loads of grifters on the internet. But that really crosses a line for me when you're putting harm on someone else's life.
Yeah, exactly.
through
It's not.
actions
It's not the fucking grifting. Ultimately, you know, grift online. If people are going to do that, it's going to fucking happen. It's like grifting at the expense of actual fucking harm to people's lives, like direct impact, slandering someone as a pedophile directly, creating the conditions in your community to want to kill people you label as a pedophile, and then calling someone a pedophile. Totally fucking insane.
And when it's to obfuscate from, you know, I know we maybe don't see eye to eye on this exactly, but what I see is quite credible allegations against him. You know, and that's the sole purpose of doing it. That's kind of beyond the pale for me, really. Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw briefly your point on how I didn't mention enough about the allegations. I just wanted to keep it brief, where it's like, you know what, I can't verify. It's his word versus their word. I can't really say much either way about it.
I think it's totally fine to not include it in the video. And to be honest, Lerix, he plays it pretty well in that video, because ultimately what happens is, by bringing up the fact that there's all these abuse allegations against him, maybe mentioning the police reports would have been good, I would say, because it's not just that there's claims, because police reports are contemporaneous evidence. I think maybe mentioning that would have been good, just for Haley. But by bringing up the fact that he chose to end it by calling Magnetar a pedophile, you already cast a lot of doubt on his response to anyone that's paying attention, especially after everything else that's been said. Because it's pretty clear what he's trying to do there, to anyone that's not completely fucking retarded.
Which I personally think is the right approach. I feel like it would get bogged down if I tried to turn this into more of a character assassination thing. Like, no, granted, I do know that he did admit to a lot of stuff, but I've just felt like sticking to more of just straight facts of how he's irresponsibly running his platform is more, more credible.
Yeah, no, and the thing is, I think it would have just made it that then you've got to dig into that and talk
as well. The other thing is that it's difficult to criticize Max specifically on the abuse stuff, because obviously he's going to lie about it, right? Very few people could just admit that they were like a crazy abusive rapist. Not very few people can ever admit that, so obviously he's going to lie. But it's the fact that the evidence is there, and people like Muta swept for it, right? Because I would never assume that someone's going to fucking fess up to that, obviously. But that's just insane.
Talk about that to do a good job.
It's hard to criticize his response publicly, if you know what I mean. Even though it's fucking terrible.
More holes for him to pick apart potentially.
That's the main point. I don't want to give him any room to like squirm or like ammunition to fire back on easily. You know what I mean? Because I don't know necessarily the whole story. Maybe he could poke holes on it that he's doesn't have yet. But with like, I guess this video, I can't really imagine any holes that he could like poke through. I mean, this is pretty blatant with everything, you know? Like he did say, I'm sure you saw he's making a response.
I mean, I would say if I'm going to say anything that he would be able to pick a hole in, it's any attempt to cast doubt on Spencer's story or the other victim, or quote unquote survivors' stories. Any attempt to cast doubt on that is going to be met with this like sort of concerned trolling. Oh, why are you questioning their story? Why are you questioning their story? That sort of shit from him, I think.
To try to get ahead of the Nick video of apparently the admission and that call, which is going to be really interesting to see. But what the fuck is he going to say to this? You know?
Well, I think that what he'll probably do is he'll point to the times where he said, I blend fact and fiction. It's not always real. But then the problem is, well, he can probably just ignore it his own side. But there are moments where he backs up the idea that it is real, like you pointed out with the Casey person, right? So, and apparently, from what I understand, there's some other clip where he's been talking about Casey not being real as well. I don't know if maybe you didn't see that. I've never seen it. But even his comment that, oh, she's okay now, even that is potentially still rooted in complete bullshit too. So
there's a clip of him saying Casey was never real. That's insane.
Well, I've heard that. I've not seen it. I've never seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, and I've been through the fucking ringer, going through the archives of this fucking guy. That superhero video, Jesus, I found that on fucking Internet Archive. When I saw that, I was like, holy shit, it's all coming together. You know what I mean? He made a video saying he wants to be a superhero, and now this is what he wanted to be all along. He found this false sense of, it's like superiority.
It's just so pathetic, man. He's just such a fucking pathetic guy, isn't he? Makes me actually sick. He's such a freak.
For CSA victims to bring justice to them in their lives. It's all a grift.
Yeah, and sorry, go on. What are you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna bring up next eventually on his community post too. Dude, he has 380 comments and 260 likes. Like this guy is hated. He's hated. Where are his fans? You know?
Yeah, I think a lot of the fans have turned against him. I mean, at the end of the day, YouTube people could be really annoying in the way they comment and stuff. But the thing is, I think for him is that even his core fan base, the people that would support him most, are all turning on him because they're starting to realize the stuff has been pointed out that there are a lot of problems and there are a lot of inconsistencies, and he doesn't really have a record of doing anything. It's just him saying he has.
Yeah, there's nothing.
I think you sort of
scallywag. Jesus,
alluded to it in the video, but this kind of like respect that he's garnered from doing what he's done. Obviously, Mutahar, I think, has really recognized how mistaken he was to ever back this guy and is seemingly going kind of against it. I guess my question would be, not even with Mutahar necessarily, but say like Nexpo, right? So Nexpo, I think, has not spoken publicly about it, and apparently has backed him big time in the past.
You want to know something weird? In the middle, like a few days ago, Nexpo followed me out of the blue on Twitter. And I'm like, what? That's pretty weird. Like, I'm going after one of his like best friends, or at least good friends. You know what I mean? Why the fuck would he follow me? Because this is shortly after I released the tweet of him threatening to strike my channel. So I'm like, what the fuck is this? So then just for the sake of the video, because I know he's been in multiple videos. Nexpo was in that Pick a Side YouTube video. He's promoted Max in the past. They've done multiple collabs. So I just reached out to him for the video, asking if he has like any statement or any knowledge that Max has actually caught any of the pedophiles he's got or locked them up, or if he could speak to his credibility at all. He didn't get back to me, but I found it weird, like following me out of the blue after like I'm shitting on his friend. So I don't know what's going on there, but no, keep going.
Well, just to speak to that, I think really between the lines, because I spoke to obviously Mutahar the other day. And
hey, Vincent Martin's been kind of retarded in chat, I think, here. The Leviathan bit, I think, was stupid. I think Max was going for a biblical angle. Yeah, they're still like sea serpents in the Bible. Are they not? Am I crazy?
And he was saying that behind the scenes, there's people that don't want to like respond and just want to move on. So my guess is that, I mean, obviously, this is me reading deep into it, right? But my guess is that he is recognizing
from the TV show Supernatural, the whole cult is based on it.
That this guy isn't what he said he was going to be. So he's wanting to follow people like you so we can keep you up to date with it. But obviously doesn't want to speak on it because he doesn't want to be seen to be talking about it. He kind of, I think, wants to wash his hands of it discreetly and just move on, right? So I think that's probably what that is. But like, I guess my question for you is, how do you think that so many big, credible YouTubers bought into this guy's shtick for so long without realizing the truth behind it?
Dude, I don't really. I mean, I think Mutahar overall is pretty credible and he's like a good guy. But that conversation was that I saw with you and him, that was pretty rough. I mean, just like kind of like backing his content for years. I even watched videos of him talking about the allegations, and he's giving credit to MamaMax, saying like, yeah, this is like a prestigious YouTube.
It's so base of Lerix to pop up on Mutahar here. I always uncritical support for anyone popping up on Mutahar.
YouTuber who catches pedophiles. So like this guy has had a really good reputation off the backs of 3 million subscriber YouTubers like Mutahar that are
this guy.
pretty much accepted and respected by everyone. And then Mutahar just like kind of flat out saying, yeah, I didn't even really watch.
I'm not even that mad about it. I'm not honestly. I don't really actually care that well. I am playing it up.
His videos.
I do think he should basically write a blank check to Magnetar though and put pressure on his friends to actually fucking speak about this.
And even checked up on if what he's doing is real. He just like took his word for it. And I could empathize with him, and I'm sure you can too. It's like, you meet this guy at VidCon, he seems like a good friend. He's telling you behind the scenes that he's actually
read one screenshot from the Reddit post. Okay. He's also lent his reputation and personal clout to Max. Nick has said that at VidCon, Muta, Nexpo, and others pull people to the side, including technicals, and vouch for Max as a pedophile hunter who caught pedophiles. It's okay for creators to press and even aggressively on a creator who seemingly didn't do 1 ounce of research into his friends' videos and promoted them and the narratives with them uncritically. It's great that Muta owns up to it now. It's more than Nux has done. If people can't on Chud, Kuihman, or Lerix styles, but that's fine, but they seem to. Okay, fair enough. Very based. I suppose it's from some comment somewhere. You just ban Spud Gun by mistake and then hit the unbanner.
Getting real world consequences to the people he's catching. Like, I can understand it, but that doesn't take away from any culpability he has for bigging him up and giving him his reputation by supporting him throughout like the years, you know? So I think definitely a statement, and he's doing the best he can by making that video, kind of disavowing him.
Yeah, no, I
just say in chat, Sleepy just banned and immediately unbanned you, so I assume Sleepy just totally misclicked.
Yeah, more or less agree. You know, the thing is, what I can empathize with, and the thing is with Mutar now, there were a bunch of retarded comments on the video of me speaking to him, and you know, it's like I was pressing him because I felt it was right to press him. I felt that was the right thing to do. But like, I understand and I agree
like the story
that he's doing the right thing now, so I don't have any kind of ill will towards him. I could understand like a friend like looking the other way and not really engaging with it. Do you know what I mean? I think the responsibility comes, as you're highlighting, right? He's got a big channel and he's kind of backing this guy up. And the thing is, it's not just Mutahar. It's this Nexpo guy. There's a Night Docs guy that I'm not familiar.
Yeah, I think at this point, people need to, you know, there needs to be some pressure on these other fuckers to say some shit because it's pretty crazy. I mean, that it's less responsibility in my opinion because Mutahar does present himself as this sort of investigative journalist type, who like, you know, does cybersecurity and all this and pedo exposés. So like, he does have more of a responsibility than like a horror YouTuber or whatever the fuck Nexpo is. But still.
With apparently there's other people
on the
as
ground
well that have
reporting.
done it along the way, and you just kind of think like, you know, Mutahar's doing the right thing. Do you not want to do the right thing? You've got no desire to come out and go, yeah, I was kind of retarded to back this guy. I know it's hard to admit when you're wrong, but
I do think like Nexpo is ought to make a statement. I think that's kind of a necessary like requirement, or else that should be held against him. Because I mean, Nexpo.
It'd be like if Chud was pulling people aside at TwitchCon talking up Mr. Girl, but that'd be a good thing. What?
He was a retard in that pick aside video. He was just like flat out retarded. I don't know if you saw the clips, but he was blaming YouTube and doing the same gig that Max was, accusing YouTube of being pro-pedophile because Max got his video taken down because he included some black guy's ass in his video. And somehow you're equating that to YouTube being pro-pedophile. Dude, you included some dude's ass.
Also, Mr. Girl is like nothing even remotely close to MamaMax. When has Mr. Girl ever called for people to dox, harass, and kill people? When has Mr. Girl ever made incitements to violence? Well, that's just so insane. When has Mr. Girl ever made, you know, straight up, factually untrue claims that could actually cause real world harm to someone? Like, he's got interpretations of actions, but yeah, he was mean to Destiny. I don't think Ico cares about that, to be fair. Let's not do that. I don't think that's what it's about. I think Ico cares more about like the rape stuff and the Shaylin stuff, probably.
Asshole in your video, and it got struck down for nudity. This is 1-to-1. And Nexpo was saying that, like, in that same video, defending Max, saying that, you know, YouTube is to blame for this, and they're allegedly supporting pedophiles by taking down this video. Like, you're retarded. So he already has backed up Max on not only his videos and his credibility, but also defending his points, and has made videos defending his points. So he's 100%.
Well, yeah, but Mr. Girl saying Destiny is a sexual abuser is him. That's his analysis of actions that did happen, right? Because you can make an argument that slandering someone or publicly claiming someone is a stalker and harassing you while privately sexting them and sending your audience after them and like gaslighting them into thinking that this person's crazy while privately sexting them, you can totally call that sexual abuse from a perspective, right? That's an analysis of facts that happened. It's not lying about facts.
I think like people should give him the public, you know, scrutiny and pressure to make a statement. You know?
Yeah. I mean, because the thing is, I would also differentiate. I'm sure there's people that have been friends or friendly with MamaMax that haven't really spoken on his content, and you know, like you could be friends with people who turn out to be retards. That's fine. I think it's the use of your platform to boost and lend credibility.
That's the thing.
That's the issue,
yeah.
Right?
Because I'm sure, like, I mean, think about how many subscribers MamaMax got off the back of other people supporting his content and other people promoting him as, like, being a prestigious creator, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
But Mutahar is having the best response. I know.
Oh, sorry. Addy Pupil's Manchurian candidate fucking activated on the fucking warpath in chat, as always. Strongest soldier. Keep posting, Addy.
Like Mudahar, I know Kuihman fucking
There
hates
we go.
Mudahar. I see on my timeline, he fucking shits on him day by day. It's hilarious, but it's like, I mean, the guy's kind of doing everything he can. He made a fucking mistake, but he's making an expose.
No, bankroll the lawsuit, bankroll the lawsuit, bankroll the lawsuit. Come on.
Video on the guy. So I mean, he's doing everything he can at this point, though. But
yeah,
it is funny.
The thing is, I think Kuihman recognizes that, and he just wants to. He's a pure hater, right? And he just wants to dish out the hate. But I think, you know, in fact, Kuihman's own chat. I mean, what do you think of this idea that like Mutahar should offer some sort of financial recompense towards Magnetar to pay for a lawsuit for defamation? What do you think about that?
I don't know. I don't want to push it that. I don't want to push it like maybe that far. I mean, maybe
I do.
necessarily that'd be a good act of charity. I would have to see the clip again of Mudahar specifically, like what he said about Magnetar. Because granted, I didn't really look at too much Mudahar's culpability here. I was more focused on Max. But did Mudahar outright call Magnetar a pedophile?
Yeah, the thing is, it's not because of hatred. I hate Mutahar, and I think these things. I don't believe it to be because of my hatred. Okay? Yeah, Mutahar said he'd pay for Camden's defense, right?
I think, oh God, it's funny. I watched a clip the other day. I mean, when he first was challenged on it, I think he kind of acted like he was just saying, "Oh, isn't it ironic that he was a pedophile?" I came away from that video with the impression that Mutahar called him a pedophile. I mean, to be honest with you, I guess I'm probably somewhere in the middle, right? I think that it would be a good to do, right? It'd be great if he could do that, but I don't think there's like an obligation for him to do that. That's a lot to ask.
Is it like an obligation? No, but by his standards that he's sort of set and the shit that he's done, I feel like, you know, really, if he was being fucking honest with himself, he should do it.
You would fund someone's defamation suit.
And you know, I'm kind of more leaning on the side that like
he's got it in his power. It's not like it's out of his power to do this.
So if Mudahar did frame it as in, and he didn't even contest MamaMax when he called this guy Magnetar
there's
pedophile.
no contesting or anything.
And if he's actively talking about on his platform and he's not contesting it, I think that's a big point against Mudahar. Because imagine, like, I don't know, any other like associates I have in the community, like fucking Nick Diorio makes a video doing the same thing, calling someone a pedophile with no basis, just like how MamaMax did. If I would talk about that publicly and not have any contention with that, I think that would be a big critique of me, and I would have, if I saw like Nick do that, a huge critique of Nick there, and immediately ask, hold on, who the fuck are you calling a pedophile? And especially
Camden offered, they offered Camden during the Nick Diorio talk, I think, right?
Because MamaMax is the pedophile guy. This is supposed to be his job, is to call people pedophiles and get the stories right. So if anyone, this would be the guy you check about this, to make sure he has the facts.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you know, the thing is for me is it's tricky now because, you know, in the court, obviously I was kind of
but Camden only got it for Camden's been Max's target for a couple months. Magnetar has actually suffered this guy since high school.
Ready to challenge Mutahar on the stuff, and he just admitted fault for pretty much everything, you know, on talking about it. And it's like you say, it's kind of he's done what you would expect someone to do, and the kind of damage has already been done. And I don't even know if Magnetar wants to file a lawsuit necessarily, but for me, it would be a nice to do. If that would be a nice gesture, at least, to say, hey, I've got the ability to do so. You know, if you want to proceed, I'll help you out with it.
Dude, you know what's the craziest part? I didn't mention this in my video just because it would be kind of AIDS optics. I didn't think it would be worth it. But even if what MamaMax is alleging Magnetar is guilty of, even what he's alleging he's a pedophile for, at worst, Magnetar would have been an 18-year-old flirting with a 15-year-old, or a 19-year-old flirting sexually with a 16-year-old. It's like, give me a break. Yeah, like, call that creepy if you want. You know what I mean? Call that weird. But you're calling him a pedophile while showing pictures of his face and leaking where he fucking works and saying his full name to your audience, that you know your audience is unhinged and gonna reach out to the guy. Like, that's unbelievable.
And the other thing as well is it's so transparent that he's only doing that because he's getting accused of things, and he wants to obfuscate and squirm away from that by attacking the other side. You know, I mean, that's his whole thing, is he called them abusers, and then he goes, you know, and the people didn't seem to recognize that that was what was going on when it's so obvious that's what he's doing. There's no reason to call him a pedophile except on flimsy evidence to attack the other side that's coming for you.
Dude, that clip, I'm sure you remember in my video of him saying that his exes were just trying to profit off of accusing him of rape. That clip is so insane.
Yeah,
so when 5 girls.
That was a great time to remind you guys. Please like, subscribe, donate, buy membership, gift membership, buy super chat if you can. Thank you very much. What's Topher saying? What's spitting? Oh, what about Mutahar offering? Yeah, exactly. So it does feel a bit like this. Mutahar offered Camden because he knows he won't ever find Camden and it's safe. No one can find this guy. All we got is a police report. He was pulled over for a traffic stop or something from months ago. But he and the hundreds of victims, they disappeared. Yeah, exactly right. It does feel that way. He just doesn't want to pay for it, basically.
Come out with allegations against you. They're now just clout whores that are accusing you baselessly for no reason and doing it for attention.
That's what I say. Like, if he's honest with himself, he really kind of should. Because Max deserves to get totally fucked for this. And, you know, obviously he fucked over Magnetar insanely, irreparably.
But any other person that that you're covering and that you want to defend, they're like survivors. They're not clout whores. They're not like false accusers. They're survivors, and they should be heard and they should be listened to. But when you get allegations against you by 5 other women, now they're like dumb bitches who don't know what the fuck they're talking about and just doing this for clout. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I guess, you know, we've talked about this. Another thing I wanted to talk to you about is, because obviously you've watched a lot of his content, and I think we came to a lot of the same conclusions. Like, just to kind of clarify, how much of his work do you actually think, or what substantive things do you think you can point to that you think is actually real in his work?
Substantive things that I think is real. So going through his whole public catalog, Cartoon Incorporated, I think is completely bullshit. So I think it's like exactly what he says, that the narratives are fiction in his videos, but the pursuits and the predators potentially are real. So I think that Wayne guy that he finds and that this is what happened to a child predator on TikTok, I think that could be real. Yeah. I would hedge my bets on that. Pablo Sonny, I guess I would hedge my bets on that. Fine.
So I'm not sure. I haven't looked into it. I really am not sure about his Pablo Sonny claim. Apparently he was like a up and coming YouTuber who was like making pretty similar content to Max. That makes me super sus.
I'll give him that. But also, like, something I noted as I
never got arrested either, apparently.
Is like publishing the video, so I couldn't put this in the video. But he not only blamed the death of this Casey girl on the creator of the game, but in the beginning of the video, he also says he blames that girl.
Smaggle's saying this, okay? I don't know 100% this is true, but he claims that I haven't seen proof. The only one that I haven't seen proof it's fake is Dog Stomper. I don't even really know Dog Stomper very well. So my understanding is he plays audio of a puppy being stomped to death. Is that correct? What is the actual context of this video? Can anyone just sort of TLDR it for me? We'll keep watching.
On Pablo Sonny. And he accuses Pablo Sonny of grooming her. I didn't catch that at first. I only caught that after my video was already done. So I was like, fuck, I can't include this. But he's now falsely, potentially
Why would you ever do that? Jesus Christ. It's art style, though. Don't you get it?
Up this Casey girl and then use this made up fucking accusation to pin on Pablo Sonny to make him seem more guilty. This guy is unhinged.
Yeah, that's the other aspect as well, because I think there was a bit of uncertainty about that. But no, I think in one point in the video, because he links it by saying that this Casey person's only friend was Pablo Sonny, right? Or something like that, I think.
He blatantly says that she was groomed. Right. She was groomed by this predator.
Yeah.
And it was Pablo Sonny. But what do I think it's real? Pablo Sonny, Wayne, and maybe some of the random people we don't even know the names of on like Kids Chat and My Lol that he talked to briefly but didn't give any information about. I think it's fair to say he probably found a couple pedos, but who the fuck can't find pedos? That's not an impressive feat, you know what I mean? Go on Club Penguin and say that you're a 13-year-old girl who wants to get fucked. I mean, you can find pedos easily online. That's not there's nothing to be praised about that.
I was watching posts some fucking retarded femboy shit or some shit. I honestly, I hate you people. I have nothing but contempt for all of you in chat, okay?
But I think everything else genuinely in the Cartoon Incorporated video, fake. Kids Chat, fake. MyLol, fake. Puppy Stomp, I'm not sure about that. IMVU, fake. He said the narratives were all fiction.
Yeah. But then
He
at the
fudged,
time,
and all
people
his
believe
older
it.
videos, exactly, and he profited off of it and shilled his Patreon based on the fact that it was real. And then
Yeah,
you
no,
take a
yeah.
look into the investigations, and the investigations even seem spotty. So you can't even trust the investigations on how he finds
Listen, that wasn't a stray, that was a carpet bomb, okay? Let's be real.
pedophiles, because he lies about it. He lies about Casey, and then he lies about the case with Pablo Sonny, with him getting locked up. And that's just his public videos, dude. His public videos have that many holes in him. If you go into his unlisted videos, I think all of those are bullshit. 100%.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing as well, is this blending of fact and fiction. But then, you know, he wants all of the credibility for doing all of it, right? And he wants to be seen. And I think it's most clear in that thing that you
Presented as
put,
real.
yeah, and it's most clear in the thing where he does the, you know, he's talking about sex trafficking, how bad it is, and how you can help, right?
Yeah.
And it's directed all to his Patreon after all of the facts and figures about how bad trafficking is.
Dude, he's cleaning up the fucking streets. He's gonna stop child fucking sex trafficking. The Mama fucking Max. Do you know what he is, dude? He's just a filmmaker. He's just a fucking filmmaker who wanted to make some fake ARG aesthetic videos for YouTube. He got too deep into the cycle where he couldn't go back because he now started profiting from it. So he just kept digging his hole, and faking these videos, never thinking anything bad would come from it. Because he saw the dollar signs. He saw that he can make films.
I don't think it's just about the dollar signs. I think this is possibly a misunderstanding of. I mean, well, maybe I just have a different perspective on it. It feels like he's living out like delusions of grandeur, right? He's got these fantasies of being this guy, and that's what's really important to him, because he could have just grifted on like anything really, or like, you know, just not faked, and we'll just make ARG shit. Like, you know, that ARG shit would have still appealed to people, but it's like 100% like the reason he did it in the specific way he did is for the feeling and the reputation
as his passion, and he just kept going, and now he's in too deep, and he's a complete fraud. Now people are now finding out.
Yeah. Also, another thing as well. I don't know if you ever saw this aspect of it, but there was this the video that he did about the child sex trafficking. Did you manage to see the like unedited, uncensored version of that and the criticisms?
Yeah.
Where there's a condom and the boot steps on it, and it's like an adult actress but simulating raping a child sex trafficking victim, and apparently that's going to help victims out. And this person said to them, they're called a mushroom, was saying like, no, this is wrong.
Wonderful.
This is actually not evidence to help survivors. And, he was
then
arguing
showed
with
him
us.
literal studies. He has. I watched that whole stream.
Oh, damn.
He said in that stream that, you know, I don't really care unless you guys show me facts. And then if you guys show me statistical evidence that showing this this depiction of child sex is not helpful to supporting the cause, then I'll stop doing it. Then a mushroom sends him actual studies proving that exact thing. He doesn't give a fuck, because all he gives a fuck is about his films, and he just keeps going. He's a fraud, like, to the bone. He doesn't hold any of these morals that he pretends he has. Like those videos of him saying like, yeah, you know what? I'm sticking up for my cause. These are my inspirations in the background. Fucking Martin Luther King Jr. Give me a break, dude. That's the funniest shit in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
They keep me on my mission. Fuck off.
Okay, and you know, maybe. Well, in fact, I think someone might have asked a question. Chat, start asking questions as long as you got time. Maybe chat can get some questions in too. But the final thing that I was interested to understand from you is two things. Like, what do you think? It's like two-part. Like, what do you think will happen, and what do you think should happen to MamaMax, or what should he do next?
What should he do next? He should quit, but optically, like the best.
What I'm honestly hoping for the full lolcow back, you know, just totally failing to recognize that. I mean, you can see me in chat here saying harakiri. I'm hoping for like the full lolcow response where he just can't stop responding to criticism, keeps going, keeps digging, makes it worse and worse and worse.
For him, or like, I guess, to like cringe at take accountability or whatever. Make a video saying, hey, I was completely in over my head. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I got in too deep. I started seeing dollar signs, and I started playing into the act. And I just, at the end of the day, I'm a filmmaker at heart. That's all really my passion is. And this is the way I expressed it. But I ended up, you know, pawning off these morals that I don't actually like uphold or really get anything done. And I'm actually hurting potential cases that I'm taking on and allowing predators get away. Ensuring 100% guarantee, in fact. And he's got to drop this fucking Camden case by all means.
Yeah. Okay.
You
know. And yeah, so so that's what you think he should do. What do you think his next move will be? What will he do in his response and whatnot?
Fuck, I hope he makes a whole video saying, actually, Lerix is a pedophile, and this is why. Could you fucking imagine?
Paul Lolcow gets terminated from YouTube and goes to BitChute like Mouthy Buddha. Oh, can you imagine Unchained MamaMax on like Rumble or BitChute? Fuck. Dude, he would be a fucking menace.
That new arc. That would be amazing. I hope he goes fucking unhinged, calls people pedophiles, and says,
"Yeah, this is what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for the full response video, full MamaMax style. You're all pedophiles. Here's all the clips of everyone being a fucking pedophile. Rory Con Lerix, you know." It's been amazing. It's been great content. Everyone would benefit from this.
Wrong. They're slandering my fucking
apart
name.
from him.
But what realistically? Fuck, man. What could he? This is what I've been like thinking. I think I talked to someone else about this just a few hours ago. What could he do? Like just like brainstorm with me real quick. What could he possibly do? You know, people have substantive proof of that he's lying. Is he going to admit to it? How could he not? I mean, Nick's dropping that call that I've only seen a couple clips of behind the scenes, but apparently it's going to have fucking huge nukes.
Yeah.
Of him admitting.
Which is kind of crazy to me because I would have thought he'd know the call was going to get broadcast in some capacity somehow. And he's just willingly admitting crazy things from what I understand. Yeah, so...
And he's also putting out tweets. It's still, you saw that tweet, right? Saying, what the fuck is this?
Oh, yeah, I was spamming jokes about Lollygone Lerix the whole time. I'm such a dick, dude, honestly. It obviously, like, you know, he obviously isn't totally owning it. Look, Lerix needs to just fucking own it and just roll with it, because he seemed a bit hesitant when Chud brings it up. It's just like, come on, dude. It's not going away. It's funny. It's not that big of a deal. Just, you know, it just doesn't really matter. It's fine.
Guy doing? He's so desperate. He's like, DM me if you're a victim of fucking Camden Gerard Davis. This guy has 300 followers on.
Because commentary guys hate the PO shit. Yeah, but even in this conversation, Lerix is clearly not as retarded as all these other people. Okay, listen, he's not fucking virtue signaling. He even says he doesn't think Mr. Girl's necessarily a paedophile. That's a crazy take for a commentary person to have, frankly. That's breaking the mold, let's be honest.
On Twitter. What the fuck? Who the fuck do you think is going to DM you and find this tweet, dude?
Well, I can imagine,
you know, you should embrace, you know, opinions that are going to piss a few people off. It's good. It's good to do that sometimes. It's not like you're going to totally get fucking crucified for just being like, yeah, okay, I liked some fully clothed but occasionally slightly sexualized artwork on Twitter of lollies, and I reviewed a show where I continually denounced sexualization of minors. Just say that. Just be straight up with it. Just go, yeah, the like Lerix stuff's funny. But even here, he's sort of like, I can't remember quite what he says. We'll see it in a minute, I think. I don't know, missed it, I'm not sure. But he says something along the lines of, oh, you know, I liked some stuff on Twitter, and, you know, it wasn't, and none of it was sexual. It's like, it was a little bit sexual. Let's be real. It was clothed. A little bit sexual. And you reviewed the show. You denounced it, but you reviewed the show. Like, yeah, that's the reasoning. It just seems a bit like, you know, he's pussyfooting around it, which I get why he's doing it. I have empathy for it, 100%. But, you know, just...
I think
it would come off
people
better.
Shitting on him and be like, ha, that's the response that I wanted. I wanted more attention.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's just so not a big deal. It's so not a big deal, Quilla. But it's just like, just own it. There are going to be people that are going to go at you for it, but the same people are going to go at you for it no matter what, right?
Gave it to me. Well done. Right? That's probably the kind of vibe he's going to
That's what he's done in the past. That was his whole... I don't know if you were around for this, but I was in and out of the community when this happened, but the pick a side thing, I was there for. And his whole...
Yeah, it is, you know... I'm a retard and an insane person, okay? So I will say the retarded, optically terrible shit that people call pedo apologia, and I know will happen because I'm just a idiot. But I understand why someone like Lerix would, feel hesitant about it. Be a bit daunting. It can be daunting.
He thought he was like the.
Listen, I'm pretty retarded. Okay.
Fucking big brain genius there. Like, ha, you fell into my fucking trap. I wanted you to do this all along. Give me a break, man.
But
I mean, this time he can't just pawn it off though, because now there's substantive proof showing he's lying and he's faking the things that he's doing.
I think the other problem as well is, and this is why, and I do want to ask him about Tommy C. Think about it, which we'll get to in a sec. But like, because there's so many people coming out against him, like, what's he going to do? He's going to call, I mean, I've kind of done more live stuff, but like, he's going to call me a pedophile, you a pedophile, Nicholas a pedophile, Mutahar a pedophile. Like, even if he tries to destroy the credibility of one person, right, there's other people that are also criticizing him. So it's the kind of ape strong together thing where I think because so many people are coming out, there's nothing he can possibly do to discredit everyone.
Ape strong together.
Some of the criticism is going to stick no matter what, right?
Dude, what the fuck's Spencer thinking right now? What do you think's going through Spencer's mind? Because she's seen this. She's 100% seen, like, at least Mutahar making statements. Yeah. She's gonna see Mutahar's video.
Do you honestly reckon he's gonna dig up as much dirt as possible? That would be fucking amazing, dude. That is gonna be content.
God,
well,
dude,
I don't know if you saw that Spencer ended up going on a communist trans YouTuber's channel.
We could squeeze, if he does that, we can squeeze like another week out of that alone.
Pagan. Don't know if you spotted that at all.
Communist trans, right up my alley. You know me well.
Anyway, it's funny because there's now a little tiny beef between me and that person. They're in my chat earlier calling me a fascist.
No fucking way, dude.
Yeah.
You got to get them on stream.
I tried. I said, come on and we'll talk. But they didn't want to come on. They said I was trans.
Wait, is this the trans Nick DiOrio people are saying? Is that what people are? I've heard that.
Are people saying
this person?
I don't know what they're on about. That sounds
this is
very
trans.
Yeah, like Mr. Sen is perfectly mockable himself, and even then, I swear I saw like a bit of a video of Mr. Sen talking about the lolicon lyric stuff, and I thought he even said like it's not even really that big of a deal. It's just like you're so sensitive about it. I felt like that was sort of the sentiment I got from it, but I may be wrong.
Nicholas DiOrio is a man, and this is a woman, right? So I don't know why people would say that. That's insane. Yeah, but yeah,
do you know what I hope for? Like in a realistic timeline where this isn't too far fetched. I really hope MamaMax makes like a whole like video once Nyx drops his video and Mutahar. I don't think this is gonna happen, but it's a more realistic thing that I hope happens. Is that Max makes a whole video trying to expose us, digging up the worst clips of all of us, Nick, me, Mutahar, and tries to frame us out to be you in the worst light possible. All of his detractors to try to frame us as being the frauds. I hope that happens so bad, dude. Then it's just war.
Well, yeah, I mean, to be honest with you as well, Kuihman as well, I think, has also been very on this story. And the problem there is that Kuihman is, Mr. Girl fan. So I think he's got some spicy moments out there,
Yeah, no, I saw some people saying, why didn't I cover the Tommy C thing? Because I covered the section, if you criticize him, he calls you a pedophile or implies it. And the reason I didn't want to cover the Tommy C thing specifically is because then I would have to defend Mr. Girl and Vito in the video, and I feel like that would be retarded optics. Where I do personally hold the opinion. I don't think like necessarily.
But even this is I'm impressed by this alone. This is more I expect from commentary people. I have such low expectations of commentary YouTubers. I don't know if it's unfair, but just over time, I've just had so many of them fucking virtue signaling shit and bullshit around. So Lerix even saying that he personally holds opinions about this that maybe go against the idea that they're pedophiles. Even that is surpassing expectations.
Is because then I would have to defend Mr. Girl and Vito in the video, and I feel like that would be retarded optics. Where I do personally hold the opinion. I don't think like necessarily. I don't know if I would call Mr. Girl a pedophile or Vito a pedophile, but I'm not going to get into the weeds on that conversation on my video about MamaMax because that's just going to bog it down. And to the average viewer, they're going to be like, hold on, Mr. Girl said he finds fucking 13-year-olds hot and cuties. This guy's a pedophile. So it's not even worth getting into the weeds on that conversation. So,
sure, yeah. It is tricky, isn't it? I mean, the thing is, I think I disagree with that mentality, but I agree with you doing it for the video. I totally understand why you take that approach because you want it to be as watertight as possible. But yeah, I mean, I guess the problem there
is, to be fair to Chud, he'll go like basically the full way, except just sometimes he'll pull back a little bit and be like, "Listen, I got kids, so I can't be too fuck optics about this," which is fair. I mean, The Communist Plus goes out of her way to refer to all against Max's PDF enablers or our PDFs or getting angry at someone when someone jokes they themselves are one. Yeah, that's, dude, Red Pagan. So we might watch from Red Pagan. I found a couple little freaks that we might be able to dip our toes into.
it's just, it feels so wrong that Tommy C got hauled over the coals so hard and got shat on so hard when he pointed out stuff that, we all now are witnessing. And I never really defended MamaMax. And in fact, I think you were critical of MamaMax before, right? You in one of his videos as a critic, correct?
Yeah, I did. That was more of a shitty video that I made, just like a more daily.
Yeah, but Vince, like Chud saying, I just disagree with this mentality. Like, I hate the optics cocked shit. I think you can, if you articulate it well enough and you lay it out and you're right, you can bring people over and you can carve out, a different take, a different space for a different take within the place that you're operating. But it does require you being tactful about it sometimes, so I'll agree with that.
Commentator one. But I mean, yeah, that was around the pick a side. I made a video on the pick a side stuff.
You got like 16 or something in it. What the fuck's that about?
Yeah, dude, he's going after kids. now that the script's booked on him. MamaMax went after me when I was a child.
But yeah, I mean, it's tricky, and I get that, and I think other people are maybe gonna bring it up. I've obviously tried to make a big noise about it as best I can, but it's just so crazy that, like, although yes, it was probably a mistake to bring on a controversial figure like Vito and whatnot, I get that, but the reality is everything he said was correct. MamaMax is like a charlatan, and he is, relying. Like, I think one of the big things he pointed out, which even I
yeah. I'm not saying. Listen, my point wasn't that Lerix should have put this in his video necessarily, but just it feels like Lerix is hesitant with it. It's not necessarily he should have put it in his video at all. I don't think there was any need for that. But
I was resistant to till recently was it is kind of like it's almost like he's going to people and the impact.
I don't think the Mr. Will stuff and Vito stuff had any relevance to the video, did it? I think they were just saying that just off the back of that being mentioned. I don't know.
Fabrication is underneath.
Maybe I missed it in the conversation. I might just
zoned out. React, but he doesn't say it explicitly. But it's underlying, isn't it? Right? Like, if you don't fucking do this, you don't really care about kids, and
that's the whole thing to do with Critical.
Yeah.
That was the whole bait strategy. That was literally the whole strategy. Critical, if you don't cover this story, then you must not care about kids getting raped in fucking, Africa. But, like, that was one of the thumbnails of Tommy C a year ago. I mean, he was right on the fucking money. I'm looking at it right now. He put up a picture of MamaMax and said, "Using child victims for views." I mean, fuck, dude. That's now that we're seeing, like, in current year, that's right on the money. Absolutely.
Okay, so I've got a few questions from chat then, if you got time for that, yeah?
No, for sure.
So this one here.
Yeah, dude, you're ill. You're fucking ill.
When is Lerix's next hentai review?
Jesus.
Me and MamaMax are fucking collabing next. That's the new arc, okay? Me and MamaMax are collabing next time to fucking check out all of them.
Listen, mate, look. I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm going to a little bit, okay? But I've only heard from my associates about this, right? Can you just explain what is the origin of the term lolicon Lerix?
Yeah, so here's the explanation. So listen to how he explains it.
I used to like a lot of like anime. I used to be big into anime, and like a lot of pictures on Twitter. And some of them were girls, but it's like none of them were like sexual or anything like nude or anything. It's nothing like that. But it was just like a
like, so he's just got to spit out and say exactly what it was. Like, this is not a totally honest portrayal, is it? Really? Let's be real. This is very much dancing around it. You gotta just spit it out and own it, because it's not even that big of a fucking deal. So downplaying it just makes you look like, touchy about it,
meme. I
Yeah,
disavow
sure.
though. I disavow. It was just it was cringe.
Don't disavow. No, just say who gives a fuck. It's drawings. Who gives a fuck? Come on now. Come on now. It's drawings and they weren't even particularly bad. Like, who cares? Who cares? Like, come on. Come on. Get real.
More than anything, but I mean, it's a funny fucking tagline. It sticks. It sticks.
Yes, it kind of rolls off the tongue. I think the trouble is that, you know, I'm an older guy. I've never really got into it, but some of those anime and hentai ones, they're kind of age questionable, aren't they? You know, it's a bit like, not to have a go at you about it necessarily, but you can get into trouble liking a picture, and then all of a sudden someone's calling you a pedo because they're in a school uniform.
Oh, come on, who cares?
So probably best off avoiding it, I'd say. Okay, right.
Oh, who gives a fuck? Yeah, dude, Chud's such a boomer, bro. This fucking boomer. He's not cool with the pedophiles, bro. These fucking boomers.
So someone asked, I think you've kind of answered this already. But what was your take on Mutar taking the L the other day?
I mean, it's all he can do. You know, it's all he can do. I did think it was kind of unbelievable self-admission that he didn't even like watch the videos or kind of double check. But I mean, you have like a guy you consider a friend is like lying to you straight up that he's getting people arrested. I can empathize with like his perspective, but it doesn't take away from the critiques when you publicly promote him on your platform. I mean, that's still very much criticizable, but he's going about it the right way. I mean, he's making a whole exposed video, so he's doing everything he can now, at least.
Okay, I'm seeing a lot of fat-phobic comments about Spencer, such as, how do you think Spencer fit through Blackula's window? So I think that's probably inappropriate to ask. So I don't like those questions. Okay, what else have we got?
Dude, he's gonna get us. Remember the DM he sent me? We're going after fucking child sex victims. This is where he's gonna get us, Chud. We gotta tread carefully here.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing for me is, you know, because I think he said, well, in fact, you might not know about this actually, but that red pagan communist made a little video and kind of called me out as transphobic and stuff. MamaMax responded and said, we're documenting these people. Let's do an interview soon. So I'm wondering if the kind of clip thing you mentioned maybe is going to come to pass because it seems like he's documenting everything.
Yeah, and you know, he's saying like he's going to be addressing everything soon. What the fuck is soon of this guy? I mean, he said like in a live stream 2 months ago that in a week he's making a full comprehensive timeline of Camden. I mean, like, I don't.
Why do you think he's gonna be digging? What's this?
Yeah, well, that's the other thing for me is, you know, because I think he said, well, in fact, you might not know about this actually, but that red pagan communist made a little video and kind of called me out as transphobic and stuff. MamaMax responded and said,
Oh yeah, I saw this comment. Yeah, I got that impression as well. Yeah, I agree with you. I just don't know that he's retarded enough to go through with it. Maybe I'm giving him too much credit. Maybe I'm still giving him too much credit. I just can't believe that he is retarded enough that he would actually make the video. Can you imagine if he actually is so stupid that he puts me in the response video? It would be nothing but good for me because his credibility is gone, and I would be getting exposed on a 700k YouTube channel. It would literally, like, can you imagine if he was that fucking stupid? I don't believe he would. Surely I'm below his radar. There's no way I'm that big. Yeah, Smaggle. Imagine if he's like doing a takedown on you, dude. Imagine if that's the level he gets to. He's so mad. He's actually doing like Smaggle hit piece content. Like, I would lose my mind. I would lose it.
documenting these people. Let's do an interview soon. So I'm wondering if the kind of clip thing you mentioned maybe is going to come to pass because it seems like he's documenting everything.
Big fish in a small pond. Yeah, we're trying to swim out. Okay, right. It's time.
Yeah, and you know, he's saying like he's going to be addressing everything soon. What the fuck is soon of this guy? I mean, he said like in a live stream 2 months ago that in a week he's making a full comprehensive timeline of Camden. I mean, like, I don't know. When is he going to drop this?
Look, I'm not in any pond. I'm gonna be real. I don't like being in any pond. Right? It's kind of gay. It's kind of gay. The whole community shit.
Going to drop it at all? I wouldn't get your hopes up like too high if he even makes a statement.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. I was going to. Sorry, I had something else in mind. Guys, come on. Ask questions. I might have missed some. We've got skipped ahead or something. Yeah. I did have something I wanted to say, but it's literally slipped off my My brain. When are we going to hear from Camden? Do you think Camden's ever going to respond to this?
Oh, do you want to hear?
You'll always
Here,
be
I could
physically
say
small.
something. Okay, I thought there wasn't anything else to say, but this is actually pretty
Oh,
interesting.
yeah,
so
true.
I reached out to Camden on Instagram. I sent him a DM asking for a statement. So I DM'd him something on the lines of, "Hey, dude, I'm just a random guy, but I'm hearing that this guy called MamaMax on YouTube is fucking like calling you a pedophile, and I was just wondering if there's any truth to this statement."
I just don't even. I'm not even sure. I even for a second think this is really Camden's Instagram. To be honest, I feel like it could just be one that Max set up. I don't know though. I don't know if it's got. You can see the registration date or anything. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was literally just Max's.
If you wanted to make any like claims against this, because he doesn't seem like he's the most credible source.
Which means it's probably smart for Lerix to mention it here, because if Max does come back with a hit piece, he'll probably try and use that in some way.
I was really trying to get him. I was trying to act like I was Camden's side, because I'm trying to. That's my mission, to vindicate Camden.
This is based.
Max is gonna fucking clip that. But no, I mean, I reached out to apparently what his Instagram is from at least what Max showed, but didn't get a statement from him. I mean, he's got like 12 fucking followers.
Right,
So
okay, that's interesting. Okay, I'm just scrolling through. Okay, that one. Is Mutahar reaching out to Nexpo and the other collabs for Mutahar's vid? I think I can answer that. I don't believe so. Mutahar seems to suggest that behind the scenes, people are not looking to move on. He didn't mention any names, but yeah. Sorry, go on. What are you going to say?
Do you know what would be the biggest nuke of all time? Just random.
Oh,
Camden co-star appearance. Camden just comes into the scene and gives his account of the story. Could you fucking imagine?
Oh my god.
He starts to get in the rain. Fuck, that would be
Dude,
so good.
I've been expecting this drama to die off for, because, drama cycles last a certain amount of time, but this has kept going. And
1,000 seasons MamaMax drama, 1,000 years MamaMax drama, endless MamaMax drama, please. Holy fuck. Let me milk this guy until the day I die. Please, holy fuck.
Yeah, that's something like that happening with.
Is this actually Flamenco that was in chat as well? Because that was so funny. When I saw Flamenco pop up in chat, I was laughing my ass off.
Game changer. We never another week of content probably.
Yeah, imagine he makes like an Instagram live video just being like, dude, I don't know who this MamaMax guy is, but he's just falsely accusing me of everything. I didn't do any of this. Could you imagine? That would be so good.
That was a fake.
Okay, so
yeah.
someone here saying, what about Colton saying the cult is real and Spencer is culpable in the grooming?
Might have been the same one that was in Star's chat last night, to be fair.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people like emailing me or like DMing me to cover my video. That's like Spencer apparently has had a lot of contradictions in her story. Now, just for like optic reasons, I'm not going to go after like Spencer for my MamaMax video, so I wasn't even going to cover that part. But I mean, apparently the allegation is that she was one of the top dogs in this like mafia cult thing. And she was actually one of the ones who helped Camden lure other girls to convince them that they're other vampires to get them into the cult. I mean, she's definitely not.
It seemed like him, because the one I saw last night was talking about Boy Soprano and shit, and that's obviously not going to be Flamenco.
Culpable, I guess, is Camden. But I mean, if that's true, you played a fucking part in this. Sure, you could say you're manipulated, but if you played a part in like luring some girls into a cult where eventually they got raped, hey man, that like there's something there to like blame you for.
Okay, I feel like we've kind of covered this already, but do you believe that MamaMax actually sexted a pedophile?
MamaMax sexted a pedophile?
As part of his investigations.
I haven't heard of that.
Like, for example, he sent a picture of his ass in the RV video.
And his ass. I mean, yeah, I think so. Probably. I don't know,
though. Why do you think he went after a pedo without that much evidence when finding real pedos online is so easy?
He's talking about Magnetar? Or
No. I think that the point they're making is, why go after Camden Gerard Davis, a real person accused of real crimes, when he can just go on the internet and find random pedophiles to expose? Well,
because it sounds like it's a personal case to him. I mean, Spencer is like a friend of the family, isn't it? Like, she's friends with his sister, and then she came to him with her story, apparently like 7 years later after it happened. It's a pretty bizarre story, but it sounds like this is a personal case, and what I personally think is the first time he's actually ever dealing with any real victims, which means he's actually dealing with real consequences also.
Right.
Well, he was always dealing with real consequences, with potentially having Pablo Sonny get away and Wayne getting away as well. Also, something. Oh, here, I'll end this off with this because it seems like we're coming at the end. But something I didn't mention in my video, but I think is absolutely correct, is that MamaMax blames the cops for every wrong step that he makes. He blames the cops the whole way through. And even in the IMVU video, he says that he sent a tip to the FBI about Casey, about what he what he found after hacking her YouTube channel, and sent the files to the FBI of her apparently showing a video of where she was raped. But then he claimed that the FBI didn't do anything, the police didn't get back to him at all, but then suddenly deleted the accounts of Casey and deleted her YouTube channel as well, deleting any archive that had ever happened.
Yes, I remember.
He's full of shit. He already admitted that he lied, and also that the narratives are fakes.
Wondering how these pedos get away. Oh, because Max is blowing it up publicly before there's any fucking arrests. So they just delete everything and play, obviously.
So we already know that. But just on top of that, he's further perpetuating this narrative that the police are to blame for his own missteps. So he can have a scapegoat. And every time he makes a mistake, he has someone else to blame and throw under the bus. It was the police's fault. It wasn't mine. The police didn't do anything. It wasn't my fault with not getting this investigation done.
Well, the thing is, particularly with the Wayne case, I mean, there's a whole other thing where he blamed the police because Wayne only got probation for a crime he did commit before that's in the press. But he said it's the police's fault, and that's not the police's fault. That's the court that decides that, the judge and whatnot. But in any case, beyond that, you know, he claims that he sent the information from the Wayne investigation to the police and they didn't do anything. But the reality is, his investigations are not done.
Apparently, Pablo Sonny literally fled the country. Yeah.
With the...
But also, like, the evidence can't be used a lot of the time because of the way he's acquired it. And sometimes, they, like, you know, they just delete shit.
Police in mind, right? Like, you know, if you look at, like...
We got to see if this keeps going and he ends up having like real, like honest conversations. He has to release what he's sending to these police officers, because I bet he's sending the most autistic messages possible. I mean, if you thought like the Wayne or Pablo Sonny 100%. FBI tips would look bad and look like a childish, imagine what he's saying with the Camden case. Yeah, dude, this werewolf god tricked a whole bunch of like apparently hundreds of minors into his cult and then raped them. Like the police are looking at this like, where do I begin? What the fuck is this? So we got to see what he's saying to these police officers, which, I mean, if he even is sending anything to the police, which is questionable in of itself. I mean, I guarantee they're writing it off for good reason, because he doesn't know how to present any kind of case. He's completely out of his depth with everything he does, because he's a filmmaker. That's all he is. He just wants to be a filmmaker who makes cool aesthetic YouTube videos.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's gotten too deep into this.
The other problem as well is you can get people prosecuted for messaging someone they believe to be a minor on the internet, even if they're not a minor. But the standard and the way it works is quite specific. Like, I believe you're not allowed to reach out to them. They have to reach out to you, right? I think there's like...
Yeah, do you reckon he's communicating to the police and ARGs? What are the odds? What are the odds that Max is like communicating to police and ARGs? He's like sending them like cryptic notes. Putting up posters outside the police station with QR codes on. Percentage chance.
Aspects around that.
100%.
So I'd imagine that even the messages and investigations he has done, it's very possible that that is not going to be admissible in court because it's totally the wrong way of doing it, you know? So, you know, again, even if the police aren't doing something, it could be because it doesn't meet the standard required to meet their, you know, necessary tick boxes for it to meet the standard for prosecution.
And he's not handling these investigations. I used to watch, I'm not claiming to be knowledgeable at all about this, but like the little I've watched from fucking To Catch a Predator back in the day, like you have to handle these things in an ethical manner.
Yeah, Chris Hansen even fucked it up a load.
Or else the whole thing gets thrown out. And he is on camera admitting that he runs his investigations in illegal ways. He's a retard. He's a complete fucking retard. What is he doing? He doesn't handle his investigations in illegal ways at all, doesn't abide by the legal system, and then gets mad at the police for throwing out his cases.
Fucking, obviously, you know, there's the famous one as well, where the guy fucking shot himself as well. What was he? Was he like the attorney, some kind of attorney or some shit, right? Is that, what was he? Where he fucking, they surrounded him in his house, and he blew his head off. Shotgun or whatever.
If he even does report them.
Yeah. Yeah, and
yeah.
the thing is, looking at it, when you strip away the theatrics, the charlatan shit, the snake oil bullshit, all you've really got that he's actually doing is messaging and sexting with predators to make them look stupid on the internet. And that's it.
Yeah.
Everything else is just window
messaging and
dressing.
sexting predators. Yeah, maybe that's the real intention there. Maybe that's the real goal that he wants to really get involved in.
Is that true? They just throw out all the cases they had and all of them all three because of the suicide. Is that true?
But yeah, no. I mean, that basically seems like it. Anything else necessarily you want to bring up or anything? Good call. Thank you for reacting. I mean, such a relief to get this video out. Fuck, it's been a long slog going through all of his content and everything. Now we got the Nick and Mudahar things to look forward to.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I think you did a great job. It was very entertaining whilst also being informative. There was even as much as I've looked into it, there was stuff that you presented to me that I wasn't aware of and clips I hadn't seen. So obviously that's a testament to your hard work, but also there's like loads of like stuff you could find with this guy if you were to spend like a long time looking at it, right?
No, I mean what you were saying in one stream where it's absolutely right. Like you uncover a stone and find like all these little like I guess like insects you got to inspect. Like you find all this new.
But it's like that by design, right? Like his videos are deliberately dense with just like completely irrelevant information, so that you have to pick through like so much shit just to actually understand what the fuck is being shown.
New information after uncovering this. And, you know, going through all of his like 3-hour, 4-hour live streams that are Patreon only, there's so many clips. There's so many good clips of him that, you know, show hypocrisies or whatnot like that.
Yeah. And I guess also, I believe like there's now other people that are coming out with videos as well. Internet Anarchist was in chat earlier. I think they're thinking about maybe doing something, they said. Also, yeah, you've got FPS Diesel, I think released a video pretty much the same time as you. So it seems like there's a lot of an appetite for, you know, having a pop at this guy. So.
No, it's great. And honestly, it's bizarre to see not even like, where's the defense force? Where's the MamaMax defense force? Like, I haven't seen it anywhere. Like, there's no comments I'm getting defending this guy. Like, if you remember back in the Pick a Side Team YouTube, dude, his fucking fan base was running rampant, calling anyone who disagreed with his actions pedophiles. He has a loyal fucking fan base that will defend him to death. But I haven't seen them at all in this recent Camden case. It seems like all of them are disavowing his recent shit that have been so keen to defend him in the past.
I think one of the issues is this is probably the first time he's been as open to having harsh criticism on a live stream. And it's very easy to do a video where you're like, I'm a predator hunter and I'm going to catch the predators. But then when you've got like Xylee or Smaggle pressing him and he's got no response, he just looks fucking retarded, right? Like, you know, no disrespect to those two. They did a great job.
No, a little bit of disrespect. A little bit of disrespect. Let's be real. Let's be honest here. A little bit. Maybe even a little bit more than that.
Come on now.
Could you imagine being like MamaMax goes live? He's expecting like, you know, hopefully he gets a call from Critical, maybe like Ludwig, some of these bigger creators. You know, he's calling out Joe Rogan. Who does he get? Fucking Xylee and Smaggle. And me, my retarded ass to call in. Like this is a fucking joke.
Yeah. You know you don't put yourself on the same level as those two. Come on. Stop the cap.
Yeah. Yeah. I think also as well, another reason it's gone awry is, and I'm experiencing this with some of the responses to my Mutahar video, but, you know, if you aren't completely sucking the dick of a big creator, their fan base is going to turn against you somewhat. And obviously he went super hard for Moist Critical in a way that a lot of people found to be very egregious. With
Moist Critical's like gay, bro.
Moist Critical responding and saying, well, I had COVID, so I didn't respond. So I think his audience...
Massive disrespect to Xylee, not to me. To be fair, you know, Smaggle, I'll give you credit. Okay, you're way better than Xylee. Just have a very funny voice.
Kind of also going to be against it, and it kind of creates a system, I think, where people are like, you know, what's this guy doing? You know, he's going after someone else I like for no reason. So he's lost a lot of goodwill that way, I think, too.
No, but I think this is getting big enough where I think Critical might cover this. Like, you know, if like Nick videos start getting big traction, Mudahar's video is going to get a ton of traction. That might even crack 1 million.
Yeah, Lerix absolutely trying to be humble. Just like, oh yeah, I'm retarded too, guys. I'm retarded too.
You know what I mean? Like, because this isn't just a normal mood hard video sitting down for 10 minutes. He claimed he's like doing a whole investigation. He's doing research. So that could crack a
So
million.
his Ram Ranch cover. Look, nothing compares to the those Xbox Live voice messages.
Depending on what's going on here. So Critical could cover this. This is really gonna fucking blow up in his face.
You got the content, Tommy.
Well, yeah, and I guess the final thing I'd ask, I think this is the final thing, but
So
like,
good.
I don't know if you realize when you started doing this, but you've been like, I think, very instrumental to cracking this because you put a lot of pressure on him in those calls, which he kind of cracked under, and I think that started to get a lot of attention. How does it feel to be so instrumental to this whole drama cycle that's happening?
It feels fucking good. No, I don't know. It feels good. Granted, what I'm feeling or like what you're feeling for covering it early. Imagine I bet Tommy C's just pissed. He doesn't even feel vindicated. He's just fucking mad. Like,
well, from what I understand, I think that Tommy C has always looked at like Magnetar. More recently, it's gone, well, look at what happened to Magnetar. That's way worse than what happened to me. But yeah, I don't think Tommy C is a particularly like narcissistic or egotistical person. So, I think he just kind of feels like, I think he just feels a bit annoyed. He's like, why does no one listen to me when I say this stuff? So yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
but no, I'm really looking forward to seeing his responses. God, this is the drama that never ends. You know what I mean? What starts the year. This has been great. But your coverage has been great. Appreciate you racking the video.
No worries.
Okay,
Thanks for
that's
coming on.
wonderful. But how do
Appreciate
I
you too.
make money
Catch you
off
later.
depressed
Bye-bye.
people?
Oh, dude. I need to adequately suck myself off more because
Yeah, Lerix video deserves as much success as fucking possible.